We're gonna try, do we have a plan?
Nope.
For 1 or 2 away.
For 1 or 2 events?
The versions that were revised. And the part is the original.
Oh, wow, no, that's,
That's it.
no, no.
Oh, yeah, so when the people started emailing today,
The original.
I was like,
No. It is recorded, it is live streamed from your account, so you have to do a speed review.
60.
Yeah.
60.
Oh, it's here.
Yeah, I get the paint, in, parts.
Jamie, Jamie. That email that you sent with the pictures? The pictures are great.
okay, we have.
It's just gonna take a few seconds.
There, okay, yeah. Okay, we have a really full agenda tonight, so I would just ask everyone to be patient. And we are going to start with our public hearings first. Good evening, everyone. This is the October full board meeting for Manhattan Community Board 8. I'm Valerie Mason, the chair. To the right is our new district manager, Ian McKnight. Welcome.
That's quite a reception for someone who has been struggling to set up his email address all day.
Okay, and behind him, we have our new assistant district manager, but a friend of face, Rose Lady. In the audience, we have our first vice chair, Felice Farber. I don't know, is Addison Love here yet? Oh, there he is. Sorry, I'm looking beyond, because I know you like the last row. And you're not to be here. Addison Love, our second vice chair, and then we have our secretaries, Lindsay Cormack, Sebastian Helen Clark, and Craig Glader. So now you know who we are. Okay, so let's get going. The first item is a public hearing matter is essentially our meeting of our land use committee, which is unlike some other community boards in Manhattan, a meeting of the whole, a committee of the whole, which means it's the same number of people as our regular full board meeting. And it's an application related to 109 East 73rd Street. And the application, if you're going to come up and do the presentation, can you move to the front? The application is to amend a variance issued on September 8th, 1987 under BSA Cal number 907-86-DZ to reflect the expansion of the Buckley School's primary academic building, which is known as the Walsh Building, to include the building known as and located at 109 East 73rd Street, as well as to facilitate the conversion of the 109 building to meet the school's programmatic needs. So I'll ask you to introduce yourself. We'd like you to keep your presentation within about 15 minutes, if that's possible. We'd really appreciate it, and the floor is yours.
All right, hi, everybody. Thank you to the board for hosting us. We'll try.
Would you use that microphone, please? Just hit the button on there.
Okay.
Thank you.
How's this?
It'll take just a second to connect.
How's this now?
Once you get a.
It's not the microphone, it's me.
Oh, no, it's the microphone. It'll connect. There it is. There it is.
There, what?
Yep.
Hello. Okay. Hi, everyone. So we're here representing the Buckley School, what we hope is a non-controversial application. Such as I said, we hope.
Okay, everyone, let's keep it quiet.
Sorry, that was a new call.
Yeah.
We'll introduce just briefly introduce our project team. We're here with Corey Dirty, who's the CFO from Buckley. Greg O'Malley, the head of schools, that able to join us tonight. Our project architect is Rogers Partners, we're joined by Ross Kaplan, by Spring, Bradley Beck. Let's see. Closer? Okay, get loud. Our owners are documents here, Mark Winkley, Lee Sal, and Jay Becker with us. My name is David Schackenberg. I'm with Frank Harris, Randy Jacobson, joined by David Konowski. We are land use council. I'm using up all my time. It's almost, that's terrible. Right, so what are we up to? What are we doing here? So Buckley has been in the neighborhood for a very long time, over 100 years. and, Buckley's main academic building. Probably is this thing.
I think you'll just have to tell me and I'll advance the slides.
Oh, okay. Well, we'll start here then. The Buckley School has been, in its location, its primary academic building is, located on 73rd Street. Go to the next slide. What we call it, the Walsh Building. It's on 73rd with frontage on 74th Street between Park and Lights. And we're here because Buckley has acquired a new building, 109 73rd Street, and is going to be expanding its school use into the new building. Now, the expansion of the school use is as of right, that does not require any approvals. However, in order to use the school building, Buckley does need city approvals from the Board of Standards and Appeals to build out the rear corner of the building. To encroach, there's an existing encroachment into the rear yard. Buckley intends to square that off and raise the rear of the building, just this back half part, about 5 feet, in order to put classrooms in the new building, in the rear of the building. Those classrooms are necessary so that Buckley can still meet its programming need and maintain its program, which I'll very briefly get into. The Buckley School is divided into really 2 schools, we call it the lower school and the upper school. This is a pretty serious pedagogical approach in which the 2 groups are largely independent of each other and really turns on students enforcing the school's norms and traditions within the group, right? So the lower school students, which are kindergarten through 4th grade, are a group, and the upper school students, that's 5th grade through 9th grade. And what's really crucial to the program is that older students are there to impart the traditions on younger students and to learn really valuable lessons in leadership and community, which are really central to the school's mission and motto. Excuse me. Sorry, just to recap, right? The school has 338 boys. It is an all-boys school. We are not here because the school is expanding. This is about fitting its existing program into its facilities. We're certainly not here with an expansion right now. We will mention there are 2 other buildings that are owned by the school. There's the Hubble building all the way over here on 3rd Avenue, or past 3rd Avenue, and there's the school's Arts and Sciences building. Those are the three buildings. So Walsh, 109 73rd is the new extension on Walsh, Hubble, and the Arts and Sciences building. Did you go to the next slide again? Okay, so this is the Walsh building. This is a zoning lot that's comprised of the 74th Street building, which we call Upper Walsh, the existing Lower Walsh building, which is 111 and 113 East 73rd, and the zoning lot also includes the new building 109 East 73rd. And the here the next slide, please. The reason we're here is that Buckley's beginners, it's the kindergartners in its lower school. Currently, there's no room for them in Walsh, and so the beginners are housed in the Hubble building, which is the school's athletic facility. And so one of the problems that we're trying to solve for is integrating the beginners with the rest of the lower school students in the Walsh building. There are also alumni office spaces and other offices that are in the Hubble building that need to be centered in the school because they involve parental visits and students' participation. And so we've got offices that need to move from the athletic building to the main building. The other thing that we're trying to solve for is the 4th graders, which again, that's the top of the lower school. They're currently housed in Upper Walsh with the upper school students, and they should be with the lower school students. And that's really important, right? Because the oldest students in the lower school are there to model the behavior and sort of teach the Buckley way to the younger students. Let's try the next slide and see what happens. All right. So this is our proposed use of 109 East 73rd Street. This is the new building, just so you're looking at it. This is the 73rd Street frontage, and this is the rear of the building. I'm gonna ask Josh to just briefly walk everyone through the program that we have in the building, explain why we've got what we have where.
Thank you, David. Thank you, everyone. So a quick, just to orient you all, this is a cross section through 109. So we were looking at the 109 building, And the idea in unifying this lower school campus for the school is, as David said, is bringing the beginners over, the kindergarten, the youngest, and bring them within the population of the school. In addition to that, bring the requisite offices into this building as well. And in order to locate those classrooms in this building, we need to square off this side, that little square that David was mentioning. So how did we do that? The lobby on the lowest level, because we're marrying it to 111 and 113, we're able to add a singular stair, otherwise we'd have to add more stairs. And we're then adding the beginners one level up. You have the more public facing program at the ground level for access. You have offices in the lobby, you have the beginners in their library, and then we have unified all of those classroom spaces onto 3 floors with play space at the very top, excuse me. That is the essential organization of the 109 building.
That's great. Thanks, Josh. All right, so. You go to the next slide, please. Okay, so, why are we here? We've got this great school project. It doesn't seem like a particularly big deal to expand the school use, but we have to go to the Board of Standards and Appeals for our approvals. And the reason is, our existing building, you can see this is our rear lot line. The existing building at 109 is built all the way to the back of the rear lot line for the eastern, the western half of the building extends to the rear lot line. And what we want to do is to square that off and fill the building out so that it's even with the existing encroachment. And the reason we need to do that is we can't put classrooms in the back of the building. You go back 1 slide %. We can't put any of these classrooms here if we don't build out to the lot line. In addition, the building, which is non-compliant with respect to height, this is a limited height district. The building is already about 10 feet above the height district that's permitted. We need to raise the roof of the building just in the rear so that we can put an indoor play space for the lower school students, right? And this is important because it means the lower school students don't have to travel as they do now between Hubble and Walsh just to get exercise. It's also, we think, good for the community that this is an indoor space, it's not a rooftop space. But without the rear yard build out, none of these classrooms can be put in the back of the building. You know, so again, we're here with requested BSA for 3 waivers. One is to authorize the rear yard encroachment for it's a 9 by 15 by 11 foot, it's 995 square feet of gross area, sorry. We're here for the rear yard waiver, we're here for the height waiver for the 5 feet in the rear. And because this infill is increasing the degree to which our buildings are covering the lot, it's called lot coverage, we need a waiver for that. So we have 3 waivers at BSA. Those are our program needs. And I actually think we're going pretty quick, so I think we can stop and look for questions.
Okay, I'll call on people. Go ahead, Alita.
Thank you. I think you left something out of your presentation, which is what's currently in the 109 building, such as all the residences that have been systematically emptied, I believe, by Buckley, and the 4 residences that still remain, including the home of an 85 or 86-year-old man who's lived there for 50 years. I think it's important for the community board to consider all of this and ask whether you have considered other options that would not have required emptying a building when we are in such desperate need of housing, and when those units, I understand, are rent regulated. Thank you.
So, thank you for the question. The building is a multi-family residential building. It has 17 units. When Buckley acquired the building, there were 10 occupied units. Of those 10 units, 6 were market rate rental units, and 4 were 3 were rent regulated units, and 1 was a supers unit. These 6 market rate tenants have left. Their market rate leases expired. Buckley gave them some assistance for relocation. And there are currently 4 units that are occupied in the building. Of those 4 units, 1 is the former super, 3 are the long-term tenants, and you do, as you pointed out. All of those tenants currently have rent stabilized leases that were issued and renewed in accordance with the rent stabilization law. So You didn't really ask a question, so I don't really have a response to it, but your point was
Yes,
that,
the question, which is, and I'm sorry to interrupt,
No,
which is
please.
whether you considered alternatives to emptying that building. 17 units is 17 units, and that's not insignificant considering, I mean, it's a small number, but considering we've lost over 14,000 affordable units in this district, it's a number that shouldn't just be thrown away, and whether you considered alternatives.
sure, so the reason that we're, the reason that we're using 109 East 73rd is because of the adjacency to the existing building, right? So what's really crucial here is the students are going to be able to walk through this entire Walsh building as a single building. And so another building that doesn't have that adjacency or allows the students to use it as a single facility doesn't meet the school's needs. The Buckley fully acknowledges that there is a housing crisis, and that is not germane to the BSA's findings, but certainly the board is welcome to comment on it.
Marco, it's your turn.
Yeah, thank you. I'm sorry.
Do you have a question?
No, I'm gonna make a statement.
Okay.
Okay,
I was wondering why you were standing up.
thank you.
Would you like the mic?
Oh, no, that's okay. Thank you.
I think you should take the mic.
Okay. All right. In REV district, these requirements provide triple protection for the interior open space, called DOTA. They are essential to maintain scale, light, and air, and the historical character of this district. The maximum permitted height is 75. Yet, this proposal raised to nearly 85 feet to accommodate oversized mechanical equipment. Even more concerning, the applicant reports in their variance application an annual energy use of only 3,234 BTUs, scarcely enough to power a small heater. This raises serious questions about whether the height increase is truly necessary or if the filing was misrepresented. Beyond the zoning violations, policy consistency is critical. We must also consider the broader community impact. New York City is facing a severe housing deficit, and granting this variance would displace families in our neighborhood. Finally, under New York City Administrative Code, Chapter 5, Section 2652, it is unlawful to evict or attempt to evict lawful tenants in rent-stabilized dwellings under valid leases. Approving this variance could indirectly violate tenant protections and contradict city policy. Thank you so much.
Okay. Do you want to answer a question?
I'm gonna try, yeah, so, there's a lot there, I'm gonna do my best. We will respond in writing to your technical question, which is about the energy usage, but it's included in our seeker, application. I'm not a technical consultant, so I don't want to speak off the cuff, but we can speak to that. The other thing that you mentioned, one of the things you mentioned, I'm gonna put aside the housing issue, not because it's not important, but because it's not one of the findings on which we are making our application, fully acknowledging that it is important. And you want to talk, I think you mentioned about the rear yard encroachment and the interior of the lot. So, can we advance the slide, please? Okay, one more. One more, so you really try to keep it to 15. Okay, so this is the existing condition. This is the 109 building, this is the 111 and 113 building, and over here would be the 74th Street frontage. As you can see, the 109 building already comes out to the rear lot line. What we're proposing is to build it out square with the existing encroachment and to add the 5 feet. Now, you mentioned an 85-foot height. The height of the building is going to be 75 feet, 8 inches. However, there is a mechanical bulkhead on the elevator equipment on the 111 building. I believe that's what you were referring to.
I'm sorry, the architect said on the landmarks meeting 84 feet and 11 inches. I'm sorry.
Yes, to the bulkhead. The roof of the building will be lower, so that our roof line is 75. You can't tell from this perspective. This is going to be taller here. It's mechanical equipment. Let's see. Can you go several slides forward?
Yeah.
No more. So Right, let's go back here. So you made the point, right, that there is this donut that is part of neighborhood character, right? And so BSA has said that. But as you can see here, the donut and block, and when we say donut, for those of you who don't live and breathe, housing and urban
We're
planning,
familiar with the donut.
Okay, great. So this donut has been into. There's a lot of teeth in the donut, right? We already have existing encroachments. You know, historically, and this is a historic district, most of the buildings that were originally constructed here only went back about this far, but over time, buildings were built back and they were built back very well. And so in terms of what we are preserving with respect to neighborhood character, we submit that the character of this donut has already been pretty severely impacted by rear yard encroachments. And so we don't think that this additional, one more slide if you don't mind. We don't think that this additional space.
Let's see.
Again, we're right here. We don't think that this build out of this area here is actually impacting the. I know that there were several questions in there. Is there anything that I did not address?
Oh, no, it's okay, you answered. I'm not going to continue because
Okay.
we have a bigger
Okay,
thing.
yeah, we have a
Thank you.
bunch of other people. Miles, you were next.
Hi, I'm curious, if not granted the extension to the building, what would be done with the space? Would you still be able to create classrooms? And kind of what would that look like if you can't have the expansion?
So to be clear, thank you for the question. The expansion is as of right. So the school can occupy 109 East 73rd Street without approval. However, they would not be able to locate the classrooms at the rear of the building, and therefore they would not be able to meet their programmatic need to house the lower school students together, to add STEM classrooms, and to have an indoor play space.
Elizabeth?
So I
Rose.
want to push on that just a little bit. Can you go back a couple slides to the cross section?
Certainly. This cross section or?
This one?
You know, a couple more with the
Keep
program.
going. That one, that one. Okay. On the right side of this visual, and I'm gonna come up and show so that it's
So
clear what I'm trying.
on the 73rd Street
asking.
frontage.
So on this frontage, looks like this is shorter than this space. And there is still room for a little ante-room or ante-chamber before the classroom spaces. This side, the classrooms appear to be substantially longer and also have a fair amount of what I'm gonna call ante-room space for lack of understanding what it is. It's just what it appears to be. So one of my questions, and I have a few others, is couldn't you, by reducing this ante-room space, simply shift the classrooms forward and in fact square off the building to restore the donut to the shorter side of the building? So that's one question. The second question, if you could now go back to the aerial view showing the donut. Okay, the H-shaped building directly behind 109. If you could tell us what is in that building today, because that seems to be the building that is most affected by a change to the rear yard of 109. So that's my second question.
Two.
Third question is very minor. Does City of Yes increases in allowable heights in an R8B district apply here? So that may make that 5-foot question a little bit more moot. So I just want to understand, how does City of Yes height limit changes come into play here?
Okay.
And then my last question, and probably
Your
my
last question.
is, can you tell us what approaches Buckley is taking to obtain the remaining 3 occupied apartments?
4. I think it's 4, isn't it?
It's 3
Three.
real rent
It's
stations.
three. It's just 3.
Okay, so I'm gonna handle 3, then 4. And Josh will handle 2 and 1. So
Great.
to answer your first question, City of Yes did not change the zoning here.
Use the mic, please.
Oh, I'm sorry. City of Yes did not impact the zoning that's applicable to this project. The height is the height. The lower height district is still in effect. So the current height of the building is 70 feet and 8 inches. That actually exceeds the minimum height, which is 60 feet. And the 5-foot increase would be at the rear of the building, notwithstanding sort of your observation that there are mechanical bulkheads which encroach into that space. That was question 3. Question 4. There are currently 3 stabilized tenancies. There is a 4th tenancy, which is the former super of the building. All 3 of those tenants, all 3 of the regulated tenancies have renewal leases. They've been issued. The super has been offered a renewal lease. I believe that is pending. I'm not going to get too much into the landlord and tenant stuff because I'm not that sort of lawyer and I don't know it that well. But we are hoping to have we are hoping to resume negotiations and just have a fruitful and successful negotiation with the existing tenants. I can't really speak to anything other than that, but there are no landlord tenant actions. There's no litigation, nothing of the sort currently at the building. I can't speak to it right now, so all that I know. Now, questions 2 and 1 to John.
Great, thank you.
Thank you. And so 1, can you go back to the diagram that has the blue square infill, please?
Yes. Certainly.
And
You're doing a great job, yeah.
Thank you, thank you.
Yeah, so here, so the antechamber, so it's part of their program, it's part of the classroom programs that they need. And it's just on this side, if you were to pull it back, we cannot fit a full classroom within that floor plate because we are, by code, we need to have a stair tower that comes all the way up. And so just pulling it back, that one dimension of the anteroom still does not permit the full classroom to fit there. So it would not meet our program.
So what is the dimension from the stairwell to that line? And what is the same dimension on the 73rd Street frontage side of the building?
I don't want to take too much time, it's gonna have me pouring through some drawings here. So you're right that they are different dimensions. The 73rd Street side is 31'9", and the northern side toward the lot is 49'4". And some of that includes things like restrooms, which are required by code, as well as mechanical shafts to bring air up and down the building.
And what is the depth of?
Okay, I think we're getting.
Yeah, what is the depth of the blue square?
Which depth is too for you? This depth.
This is the.
The north-south.
It's approximately 15 feet.
Okay,
Thank you.
okay, we're gonna go to Zoom. If somebody wants to make a comment on Zoom. We're gonna unmute you, John.
You should see a prompt on your screen. There you are.
Okay, yes, did you recognize me? Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay, thank you. My name is James Fishman. I am the attorney for the 4 rent regulated tenants in the building. I want to clarify something that was said earlier. I understand that the Land Use Council is not a landlord tenant specialist, but he did say something that was not terribly or completely accurate. There are 4 rent stabilized apartments or tenants in the building. The one who was previously the super there was litigation where the Buckley School tried to evict him, brought a claim against him in state Supreme Court. That claim was rejected at the appellate division, and he has now been offered a rent stabilized lease. So for all intents and purposes, he is now a rent stabilized tenant as well. But putting that aside, and one of the board members mentioned earlier that one of the rent regulated tenants is 86 years old. He's been in the building now for 56 years. He is at this meeting. He's appearing remotely with his partner, Roberta Annis. I don't know if he wants to speak as well. But my question is, obviously, in order to effectuate this plan that the Buckley School is seeking to do, it would require emptying the building. I don't think there's any dispute about that. Is that correct?
That is correct.
Okay. So even though they have, there are, rent stabilized leases in effect, does that mean that going forward, Buckley is not going to recognize the rights of those rent stabilized tenants to remain in their apartments?
Buckley is going to continue to recognize the rights of the rent stabilized tenants and issue them leases as required under the rent stabilization law. I'm not gonna, because I'm not qualified and also because it's not appropriate, I'm not gonna litigate the landlord tenant proceedings.
Right, this is
Future
the,
negotiations.
this is a land use hearing.
Well, I understand, and this is how this land is proposed to be used, which is other than how it's been used for the last 80 years, which has been for residential housing.
There was a commercial tenant in the building.
And
No, actually, yes, there had been a commercial tenant that the previous landlord agreed to rent it to, but then they kind of fudged it and said, well, he really wasn't a commercial tenant, he was actually living there, but that turned out not to be true. But anyway, it's a residential building. The C of O is residential. It does not permit any commercial use. The previous owner did violate the CO by renting to a business for a while. But in any event, I guess my follow-up question is, Buckley School already has over 100,000 square feet over its 4 buildings spread out around this area. It's seeking an additional 9,000 square feet. Why is it that the problems you identified previously about having the different segments of the school in different buildings, why is that something that can't be solved within the 103,000 square feet that Buckley already has?
There are several reasons, and they have to do with the needs of the students and the need to modernize classrooms, provide STEM classrooms, provide indoor play spaces. Without filibustering this audience, there's a fairly well-established doctrine in New York. Schools are entitled to deference in zoning where they are making efforts to meet their programmatic needs. Buckley's programmatic needs are well established, and the board has long recognized the validity of these needs. And so Buckley's doing its best, right? It's difficult to expand in a city, in an historic district. We brought in sort of the top architects to do this type of project in this type of neighborhood. And you characterize this as a 9,000 foot expansion, which it is, but of that 9,000 square feet, all but 955 are entirely as of right.
I think maybe that didn't really maybe you misunderstood my question. This isn't really an issue about what you can do, but what you should do.
No, I think you asked them what they could do. Do you have another question? I mean, I appreciate your stating your position, but this is a land use hearing.
Mr. Fishman, if you'd like to submit written questions, I'm sure we'd be happy to have our landlord tenant council respond.
I'm happy to talk to whoever you would like me to talk to. I'm just trying to protect the rights of my clients, several of whom are elderly and would like to remain in their homes.
May I just ask you a question? Is it true that they are in current leases right now?
My understanding is that they are, yes.
Okay, thank you. Sharon, I think go ahead, Sharon.
Yeah, thank you, Valerie. Thank you so much for the presentation overall. And I also appreciate the clarity of the answers that you gave. But I will have to tell you that if I had $1 for every applicant who pointed to the existing condition and said, you know what, we're really not changing. We're really not changing that much because this is the existing condition. It's important to know as well that we have heard that it is impossible to change the architectural, uh, the architectural, the architectural shape of the building because of programmatic purposes. I'm not buying it. I'm simply not buying it any longer. And I just want you to know that overall, this community has had to fight tremendously for every single square inch of open space that we have. And it's exhausting to do that. And I'm not buying the fact that you cannot achieve your architectural, you cannot achieve your programmatic goals and initiatives within what you have now. I'm not buying the fact that there is a necessity to encroach into the rear yard.
Understood and appreciated, and I just wanted to point out, because we're in the historic district, and I don't mean to minimize it, because it isn't further encroachment, we are not changing anything on the facade of the building. We're not increasing the student population such that we're not going to be adding vehicle trips or doing any of the things that one might associate with an expansion, and acknowledging that we are increasing the existing non-compliance in the rear yard. We are quite proud of the fact that it is only that small square that's being.
Okay, Barbara, you're the last, I think, we've got to get moving.
Okay, I'll try to be as quick as possible.
Thank you.
I live on Second Avenue and 87th Street. My area is filled with people that, that wanted to do some development. And they emptied all of the, the regular tenants. They got rid of everything and they can't get rid of the rent stabilized tenants. This is, you could say this is not tenant court, but it is land use because we have these ugly buildings that are half done. Why did you get rid of everybody without knowing if you can get rid of these? I don't know if it's 3 or 4, I didn't quite understand, tenants along the way. And will you continue with the project if these people refuse to move?
So, I don't want to characterize anyone as gotten rid of tenants. The market rate tenants moved out as well.
They did move out. You didn't renew their lease.
No, that's not what you said, Barbara.
That's different, and respectfully, there's a distinction. So there are rents, regulated leases. Those tenants are entitled under the law to renewal leases. There are certain circumstances where they are not entitled to renewal leases. I'm not a landlord tenant lawyer. I can tell you that reading the rent laws, you can not renew a lease for certain purposes, including the extension of the school. Buckley's intention has always been to negotiate and to have sort of a successful negotiation with the existing tenants. And it is Buckley's hope that those conversations will continue and will be fruitful.
Okay, so my question again is, what if they don't move out? Or what if it takes 5 years for them to move out? Will you be able to continue and make any classrooms at all?
No.
Or is that building empty, or what's the status of the building?
We intend to commence construction and the building will not be sitting empty or unused.
Okay, Sebastian?
Let's call the question.
Okay, is there a second?
What is the
There needs to be a resolution.
Yeah.
Well-
It's a public hearing.
Wait, were you voting for the application or we're not? So,
There has to be a motion to
Yeah, but-
approve or disapprove, so we're just.
Judy, go ahead.
I make a motion to approve the.
Okay.
application.
Now you have a motion.
Okay, we'll do a roll call.
Anderson?
Is there a chance to,
No, not right now. We just called the question.
I don't really know.
Salary for members only.
This is a vote for members of the board only. Sorry, you didn't have your hand up earlier. I would have called on you.
Okay.
Go ahead. Anderson,
Pass.
Angelos, Ashby,
Hush.
Avisar,
Yes.
Barron,
Yes.
Birnbaum,
Yes.
Flores,
There's little for the law and even less for the people. what they're supposed to serve. What we're doing here in our city is to end the.
Lori, are you paying attention or watching the debate?
And she has to be on camera to vote.
Is she not?
Okay. Wait a minute, wait a
Whoops, sorry. Let's see. I'll get her unmuted here.
Okay, can we come back to her?
Yes.
Who's next?
Oh, there's Lori.
Hi.
There's Lori.
Back
Back
her. Barrero? Time. Okay. Cam?
Okay.
Shu? She's virtual.
Hi, can I clarify the question, please?
Yes.
We're either approving the application or denying it.
Oh, I vote no. Thank you.
Cone?
No.
Coleman?
No.
Cormac? Yes. Barber?
Yes.
Fink?
Yes.
Helen Clark?
Yes.
Hartzog? Sorry, he's not here. Halpern?
Yes.
Hershenson?
Yeah.
Hussein?
Yes.
Johnson?
Yes.
Crickler?
Yes.
Later?
Yes.
Lev?
Yes.
Mason?
Yes.
McClement?
Yes.
Meyerson?
Yes.
Marshall?
Yes.
Phillips?
Yes.
Pope Marshall?
No.
Price?
No.
Rose?
No.
Rudder?
No.
Sanchez?
Yeah.
Schneider?
Yes.
Seligson?
No.
She's. Okay. Selway?
Pass.
Stein? Tamayo?
No.
Weinberger?
Yes.
Okay, going back up. Anderson?
Yes.
Ashby?
No.
You're all of a sudden gonna get adversary.
No.
Lose, and who gets.
Barrero?
Yeah, sorry.
Now, please.
Johnson?
No.
Anybody in the room didn't think?
Selway?
Yeah.
Stein?
Yes.
All right. In 26-13 vote, it passes. Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you for your time.
Okay, thank you very much. Okay, we move on to our next applicant, which is the Dalton School. Okay, everybody's in school tonight. This is.
Give a whole, give a chance to say one thing.
You didn't raise your hand.
When we're on the list,
Well, you're in the public session. This is a public hearing.
Well, we're in the H building. This will be a slab. 8 stories high. 20 feet from our windows. It blocks every window of our living room and dining.
To block us out, we're gonna go into a cliff. We raised our hand, I raised mine.
I'm sorry, I didn't see you.
Well, you need to call them people that you know.
Well, I was calling on board members. They're not people I know. They're people on the board.
Thank you.
You can. Yes, Elizabeth.
Point of order.
Yes.
Normally, when we have a public hearing, there is a public session in advance.
Well, I didn't see their hands. They didn't raise their hands.
Why did we have a public session in advance of this hearing?
No. We have the public hearing and you can speak during the public hearing and people can raise their hands. It's not a public session. It's really not a public
I'm
hearing.
registered at the front desk. How am I to know how you're gonna run the meeting and raise to a vote before ever hearing from us? This is destroying 8 floors of apartments, south apartments of 112 East 74th.
Direct neighbors.
It is inch by inch blocking every window.
It's to the lot line, right?
20 feet.
It's 20 feet back from the lot line?
That's what they're.
No. Excuse me, Valerie.
They are proposing to build to the lot.
Do
line.
their
Yes.
lot line.
Yes,
It's
they're on the
only
lot line.
20 feet, because the rear yard of the building on 74th Street
Is 20
has
feet.
only a 20-foot.
Yeah. Okay.
And the existing building, which is in dark there. That lines up with a line of fireplaces. on our side. So this new proposed construction is all the light from there on.
Okay, do you want to?
Building was built in 1916. We're not anti-school. My son graduated from Buckley 25 years ago. My wife's late father went there in the 1930s.
Okay,
We're not against that. They're absolutely destroying value and ambience and whatever. So
okay, do you want to make your comment? I'm prepared to have the vote remade if you want to give your comment.
Can he start?
Can who start? He just did.
anything else you want to say?
Is there anything else you want to say? I'm happy to hear. I'm apologizing for not knowing.
Let me just read a very brief email from our oldest tenant, longest time tenant.
Oh, can you just tell me, do you own the building? Are you the owner of the building?
I'm the president of the co-op.
Okay.
I own the apartment.
Okay, I'm just trying to understand your
I'm
status.
south,
Okay,
directly opposite this.
okay.
building, Right?
Mhm.
Let me just quickly read this, it's short. Hello all, I moved into 112 in 1972 and have since witnessed many changes to the areas across from the South Apartments. Beyond question, the proposed project of the Buckley School is worse than any previous construction. Beyond fairness, it will deprive those apartments of light, air, and for a long period privacy construction period. The new wall will impact not only living rooms and dining rooms, but also the light that streams into the foyer, reach owners and families when they open the front doors. I'm in France, so cannot attend the meeting live or in Zoom, but if you need signatures and to future documents, please contact me.
Okay, thank you
That's
very
on my
much.
Sue Lano.
Okay, I appreciate that. Go ahead, sir.
Okay, a brief statement and a question for the attorney.
Okay, do you want to come back up? I'm sorry, I didn't see them and they signed up for the public session, which was afterward. So I feel like I need to be able to revote. Yeah, we're gonna revote.
Valerie should like to bring the homeless for the folks for the public session in both here.
Yeah. ready, but-
Can I ask a
So,
question?
I've lived in the building.
Valerie,
I'm sorry.
Valerie,
Hold on one
if we have landmarks, they have one opportunity to make a statement.
Yeah, during the public session, we also have a landmarks piece and we have people who are signed up in the public session for that. So go ahead, I'm gonna let you speak, but there's another piece of this that we're voting on. Go ahead. Sure.
So my wife and I have been, living in the building about 30 years, and we, like Bill, face the back of the building.
Mhm.
Part of 109 covers that living room,
Okay,
which is fine. And this proposed piece is gonna go all the way out past our dining rooms, which is gonna put us in complete darkness.
okay.
It's an eclipse. In the 30 years that we've been with Buckley's built a bridge, they put HVAC on that, which is extremely noisy. They vented their kitchen into our apartment, they had HVAC on the roof that sounded like the 747, which they did nothing about without lawyers getting involved. And now they want to square this off. They're not the.
Yes, neighbors.
Well, he makes it sound like this is just, this is just cool kids playing and having a good time. They're not the best neighbors taking your words. But yes, thank you very much. There's always been something, and we understand, it's a school, we're all for education and kids, without a doubt. But the question to you then is, if you're gonna throw our apartments in darkness, what considerations did you give to the neighbors in the community around you? In addition to what you've already done to us, for this particular piece? I know it looks like you're just squaring it off and you've got a great explanation of why you need to do that.
Mhm.
But has there been any consideration for what you're gonna do to us?
Do you want to answer that?
Yeah, so,
You have the microphone?
yes,
Did the
so,
architect ever consider?
One at a time, please.
so I'm not an architect, I wish I was one being, I just don't have the chops. Architects think about everything when they design a building, and this group of architects definitely thought about ways they could minimize the impact. And, if you have some ideas that do not interfere with the programmatic need, I think the architects would be willing to hear from you if you want to have a conversation about it. So right now, the school cannot meet its programmatic needs without this rear infill. And we are aware of that additional.
What did you do to your neighbors? And don't talk about the architects, talk about you as the lawyer. What have you done or addressed to consider our needs? You're going
I
to,
personally have done nothing to consider your needs.
the health issues that are gonna come with this, the darknesses that are gonna come with this. You know, you can talk about what the architect might do, but I wanna know, you're up here representing Buckley.
I personally have given no thought to your needs.
Well said.
Okay,
Ask a
Sam?
clarifying question.
Any other question?
Do you
I just have a clarifying
Richard,
question.
clarify.
How many feet from the neighbor's windows is this infill?
Quantity.
So it's the same distance as the existing encroachment,
Which is
from the windows, you know the distance?
from the neighbor's windows?
20 feet, 20 feet approximately.
About 20 feet, I don't have the measurements up.
So you're saying part of the building is already 20 feet close, and now you're bringing the rest of the building to be 20
Yes,
feet.
ma'am, that's correct.
Whereas at this moment, how many feet is it?
So it's, if you see this line,
Yes,
We're
but I can't
approximately-
read it from here, so you have to tell.
we are approximately 20 feet from the existing building line to the windows behind us.
Yes,
And when we build out this box, we will still be 20
no, but
feet.
what is it now? Without building out the box?
It's
It's
still
an L
20
shape.
it's still 20 feet.
No.
What she's trying to ask for is that it's 15 feet. The blue thing is.
The blue
15
thing is
feet
how
up
far
that.
from their window?
This is 15 feet. So this is currently 35 feet and it will be reduced to 20 feet at this portion of the
Okay,
building.
that was.
Sorry.
Thank you for that.
20 feet from your lot line. That's our space.
Right.
Right, 20 feet from your windows.
This is the rear lot line. We have built to the rear lot line. That's the existing condition. Yes, sir. It's a 20 feet is the window to wall condition.
Okay. Okay, I don't know. One second, just 1 second. We have people who are signed up in the public session for Buckley, which I assume were from the landmarks people, but I can't tell that right now. So are they here to talk about the BSA or are they here to talk?
It's not clear from what I have here.
Okay. Give me this.
Ask them.
Who's in the room?
Leave it in the room.
Okay, the first one. Is Daniel Gold here? Okay, go ahead. Okay.
I represent families at 112 East 74th Street, neighboring homes. Those will be directly affected by the Buckley School's proposed expansion on 90.
Please turn off your phones.
We all value education, we all value progress, but this project as designed would make this board a silent partner in a plan that trades the well-being of an entire community for administrative convenience. That is not progress, and that is neglect disguised as growth. The Buckley School proposal is not.
Take your son outside.
Buckley School proposal is not a modest renovation. Remove the large rear portion of the existing building and fill nearly every inch of open lots with new construction rising above neighboring homes. This includes a vertical expansion for a quiet indoor play area and a rear expansion for additional teaching space. This is within the Upper East Side Historic District, a space meant to preserve the balance between institutions and residences. If approved, this plan would erase open yard space, block sunlight, and cut off natural airflow. Historic districts exist to protect the human experience of life proportion and livability. What precedent does approval set if we allow the balance to be wiped away? 18 months of construction experience tells us it will feel like years. For those years, families will live under scaffolding and netting, surrounded by noise, dust, and migration. Sunlight and fresh air will vanish. The quiet rhythm of home will be replaced by constant deafening pulse of construction. This isn't just about inconvenience. Partial demolition risks releasing lead dust, asbestos fibers, and fine particulate matter, contaminants that drip through windows and settle where children live and play. We will not accept the developing lungs and minds of our children become collateral damage to someone else's expansion schedule. Our demand is simple and it is just independent real-time air and vibration monitoring funded by the developer with automatic stoppages of residential safety limit or speed. This is not obstruction, this is a mandatory responsibility. Imagine living with the low metallic tremor that seeps through walls, sunlight block, air quality compromise. This is not temporary, it is the slow suffocation of daily life. The school can achieve its goals without overwhelming its neighbors through smarter design rather than sheer size. The fair path is to halt this process and demand the school return with a proposal that reflects genuine neighbor. This board has both the authority and the obligation to insist on three conditions before any approval move forward. You require a full rear setback, reduced height, and massing consistent with the historic district to preserve light and air, enforce continuous independent air and vibration monitoring, negative pressure containment, and abundant escrow for relocation or remediation if contamination occurs, and limit work hours, control vibration and equipment and placement near adjoining residences and impose automatic stop work penalties for violations.
Okay, we appreciate that, but, okay.
A community is judged not by how much it builds, but by how well it protects those who already live there. Progress should never require families to sacrifice their health or humanity. You have the chance tonight to protect health, history, and community in a single decision. Hold this project and this institution as a standard our neighborhood deserves.
Okay, I appreciate how much power that you think we have, but even if we have the power, there's no way I could do anything about work hours. Come to some of our other meetings. Okay, thank you, I appreciate that. Yes, so, do you have a question?
Related to months.
Well, okay, can I just put you on the side there? I want to get these people from the public who I didn't know were out there a chance. And then we'll go back to you.
Have and use the microphone? Yeah.
Well,
Yes.
I don't think that there are that many left. Is there anybody else who's lined up, who's here for the Buckley School from the public that we haven't heard from in the room?
I can bring you the microphone. That's
6 people.
I don't think there's anybody raising their hand. Okay, so let's go to Zoom. We have some people on Zoom.
So first on Zoom will be for the Buckley School.
Is that it?
Let's see, nope, that's in person. So the first on Zoom will be Eliza Pransky.
Eliza Pransky?
If you're there, raise your hand, please.
Valerie, would you like a 1 minute time?
Eliza Pransky, going once, going twice. And we have Stephen Earl. Stephen Earl, if you're there, please raise your hand.
Virtual hand, they may be raising.
Raise your virtual hand with the Zoom tool. Stephen. I don't see Stephen here either. That's it for Zoom.
Okay, all right, Sam, last question, and then I'm sorry. You're from the public, when?
What I wanted to say, what we really want is you to rethink the project, basically. We're not saying don't do anything. We're saying rethink what you've done, rethink the impact. And just don't go, we're to square off a building. But squaring off a building is the issue. And if you rethink what you're doing, hold this up. Don't just pass it and say, okay, go on, Buckley. That's what really key.
Okay. Sam, ask your question and go ahead.
I have a couple questions, all very brief. Can you confirm that the 18-month timeline for
Can you
construction
speak
is
up a little bit?
Can you stand up, Sam?
is an 18-month timeline for construction? Is that accurate?
The environmental, you're referring to the statement in the EAS that we will complete construction within, I believe it's 23 months is in the EAS, not 18 months. I don't have it in front of me, but yes, that's our intention and our expectation.
As a follow-up to that, how many construction jobs will be created because of this project?
Well, I'm gonna ask my colleague Mark here to comment on that.
So your question is how many jobs this will generate? We appreciate the question. We would like to ask to respond in writing to that question. We don't have the data right now.
You have a ballpark number in front of you.
No, and will those jobs be unionized?
We have not gone through a procurement process yet in terms of construction. Our design is still underway. But all labor forces will be considered in terms of the project.
Okay.
Thank you, guys.
Evan didn't ask a question yet. Elizabeth, you asked seven. Go ahead.
Yeah, my question was whether, Buckley and, 147 4th Street, board has communicated at all.
Yes, I would like to know if the answer to that.
Evan, I didn't hear your question.
Whether the co-op board and Buckley have.
Okay.
If you want to.
The question is, has the Buckley School had a discussion with the building?
I'm the president of the board.
Right.
Got it. We, roughly 3 weeks ago, we were invited to a Zoom presentation of the project. And then last week, we got notices of this in Landmark, here. When I saw the Zoom, I actually didn't focus on the real problem. I focused on the 18 months or 2 years construction nuisance and scaffolding right out against our windows. And only when I got back home, they focused in the living room, dining room area and realized the existing thing doesn't really bother us because it's behind a fireplace line, all the south apartments. Then you realize every inch of windows beyond that fireplace wall is covered by this proposed blank wall.
Yeah, I mean, it sounds like the answer is there's nothing.
That's not correct.
Well, wait a minute, they said they had a meeting and gave them a presentation.
So,
Oh, is it just for the co-op?
This is for the building, the co-op board is the building.
Co-op, sorry, I thought you attended the Zoom that.
those are, there have been
I
conversations.
forget.
That's okay.
Yeah.
Not easy.
So I don't know if this is friendly amendment or substitution, but what I was gonna suggest is subject to further conversations.
I would second that.
And Buckley, I would.
Well, okay, can you answer the question about Buckley having a relationship with with the buildings going forward? I mean,
Yeah,
I thought you just said that you would be happy to talk to them.
Buckley would be happy to speak with the neighbors, to continue speaking with the neighbors. Sir, I didn't mean to be flippant. I think the architect team would be happy to meet with you and hear your concerns and listen to you. Buckley has no objection to an ongoing dialogue with the neighbors.
Okay. Okay, Elizabeth, now you, Anna.
The main building adjacent to 109, that light gray space,
Yes.
that looks like it has a 30-foot setback plus or minus in the rear yard. So it's a bigger setback. Can you tell us if there is both a front classroom and a back classroom in the main building? So are there 2 classrooms on each floor?
Josh can tell you that. This is your fifth question.
I'm sorry. Okay, all right, I was off by 2.
The answer is yes, but they are rotating. Many of the classrooms run east-west. And this building needs a stair tower and necessitating it going north.
Okay, all right, well, we have to be out of here at 9:30, so.
Don't they have another?
Is anybody-
BSA?
Call the question.
Call the question.
They go to the
You
BSA.
want to call the question, is there a second? Okay, is anybody changing their vote from the first time? Do we have our votes up there?
Yeah, we have.
Okay, is anybody changing their vote?
Looks like there's some.
Looks like several people. Would you like a roll call, Chair?
Yeah, let's do.
Okay, let's do the roll call.
No, we really have. That there be conversation, that there.
Well, what-
ongoing conversation.
Well, what does that really mean? I don't think that really is an approval.
Just asking because he proposed a substitute,
Yeah.
a substitute motion. So
No,
I was, I need.
Friendly amendment.
He proposed a friendly amendment to, so it would be approval, so long as there are ongoing discussions with the, what's the address of your building, sir? 112 East 74th Street, right?
What if they're not?
Which were.
Well, that's where I'm going with this, thank you. I don't,
Can't they also go to the BSA?
yeah, there's gonna be a
Do
BSA
they know
hearing,
that,
right?
that they can go to the BSA?
So, there
To
will
let
be a
them
hearing,
know?
there will be a hearing at BSA, we will be posting the hearing notice when we have the date. The date is likely to be the first hearing in January of 2026. Certainly, everyone is welcome to come and express their thoughts. And we hope to be able to report to the BSA that we have had further conversations with the building, to the roots.
Okay, so just like in every other land use matter, we vote the way we wanna vote. Again, it's not binding on the BSA, and so, is there, the motion on the floor was a motion to approve the project.
So call the question.
Okay, call the question,
Roll call.
Sebastian, it's all yours.
Anderson,
No.
Angelos, Ashby,
No.
Avisar,
No.
Barron,
No.
Birnbaum,
Yes.
Boris on virtual.
Muted.
Lori, you'll have to click the prompt.
You'll have to,
I did it already. I put my vote in. It's no. Did you hear me now?
yeah,
Barrero,
Yes.
Cam,
No.
Chu. On Zoom.
on Zoom.
Oh, sorry, I have to put my camera on. This is a motion to approve?
Yes,
Um,
yes,
Please allow me to pass for a second.
okay.
Cone,
No.
Coleman,
No.
Cormac,
Abstain.
Faber,
Yes.
Fink,
Now.
Helen Clark, yes. Herzog,
No.
Halpern,
Yes.
Hershenson,
No.
Hussein,
No.
Johnson,
Pass.
Crickler,
Yes.
Later,
Yes.
Lave,
Yes.
Mason,
Yes.
McClement,
No.
Meyerson,
Yes.
Partial,
No.
Phillips,
Steve?
Pope Marshall, Price,
No.
Rose,
No.
Rudder,
No.
Sanchez, Schneider, Seligson,
No.
Selway,
No.
Stein,
No.
Tamayo,
No.
Weinberger.
Yes.
Going back to passes. Chu on Zoom.
Thank you. No.
Johnson,
No.
Pope Marshall. That's 13 yes, 25 no, 2 abstain. The motion fails.
Okay, thank you very much, and I apologize for missing you. Okay, we're gonna do the CDA flip. Is anybody gonna change their vote? We'll give this a motion to disapprove now. So all the no's become yes. So, right, okay, moving on. Now the Dalton School. Is there anybody in the public session that's sitting here to talk about
Don't
the school?
see anyone here for the
Okay.
Dalton School, no.
Thank you. I'm hard for anything.
Thank you, Madam
You're welcome. Thank you. Okay.
Can you guys hear me?
First let me tell you, I'm just gonna announce the application. Okay, so this is a public hearing now for 108-114 East 89th Street. This application seeks an amendment to the variance and special permit previously granted to Dalton in order to horizontally enlarge a portion of the building's first and second stories to the street line by 359 square feet each, 718 square feet total, to construct an access control entryway for improved school security and a quote math resource area, close quote, for its fourth grade. Contrary to the minimum base height requirements, which are ZR 24-50 and 23-432, and increasing the building's non-compliance, okay, that's good, with FAR SCR 24-112A and lot coverage and regulations ZR 24-11. Okay, the floor is all yours.
Let
Thank
me
you
know
for your
when you want the
patience.
slide to
Great,
advance.
thank you so much. Good evening, everybody. I'm Ellen Gustafson, and I'm joined by my colleague Dan Eggers, and we're the Government Affairs and Land Use Council to the Dalton School from Greenberg Traurig. We are also joined by Michael Huang, the CFO and Assistant Head of School and Operations at Dalton, Sloan Warren, the Director of Auxiliary Programs and Operations at Dalton, Nick Pisanio from Zubatkin, the owners rep for Dalton, Gwen Connors and Riley Mountaineer from 1100 Architects, who are the architects on the project. And they will all be here to answer any questions if Dan and myself cannot do that. Before I turn it over to Dan, who will run through all the details of the project as quickly as possible to be cognizant of time, I will briefly summarize the community outreach to date. Prior to the filing of the application, Dalton has had conversations with the immediate neighbors at 1095 Park Avenue, 120 East 89th Street, and 1105 Park Avenue. 120 East 89th Street has provided a letter of no objection to the BSA that was shared with the board office. We have also briefed Councilmember Power's office. I will now turn it over to Dan, who will run you through the brief presentation on the project. Dan.
Thank you, Ellen. And good evening, Chair Mason, board members, fellow Board 8 neighbors. Good to be with you. As Ellen said, I'm Dan Eggers, Land Use Council to Dalton, shareholder at Greenberg Traurig. As mentioned, Dalton has applied to the Board of Standards and Appeals for an amendment to the variance and special permit originally granted in 1965 and most recently amended in 2014 to enlarge its building at 108 East 89th Street between Park and Lex. We know that when we were last here in 2013 for the previous amendment, which added 2 stories to the top of the building, your board and the BSA were concerned that Dalton would keep coming back to add additional height. Back in 2013, a little less gray hair, maybe a lot less gray hair, but I want to be clear that we're not adding any height to the building or making the building any taller. As said, this is a horizontal enlargement, the primary purpose of which is to provide improved school security. And there are no plans for Dalton to seek a further amendment.
So having said that, let's advance the slides, please. So this amendment would allow Dalton to horizontally enlarge a portion of the building's first and second stories to the street line by 359 square feet each. That is 718 square feet in total. The BSA approval is needed because the enlargement would increase the building's non-compliance and create a new non-compliance with certain requirements of the RAP zoning district. As shown here, let me get my pointer to work. That's not showing up on the screen, right? If you can go back to the prior screen, please. So the first floor, the purpose of the amendment would be to provide for an access control vestibule for improved school security. And the second story shown on the top there would be for the quote unquote math resource area, which we'll talk about more in a moment. So now to explain in detail why Dalton needs this enlargement. Dalton's current security is that the building entrance on the first floor has a single set of doors that are locked except for morning arrival, and just inside there's a security desk. The issue is that once through those doors, visitors are already inside the building without having undergone any security screening. There's no physical barrier preventing them from accessing the rest of the building. Unfortunately, specific security incidents and a general heightened concern for school safety have convinced Dalton that the current security arrangement is inadequate and needs improvement. Dalton has determined that an access control vestibule is necessary, which would introduce a physical barrier preventing access to the rest of the building until a person has undergone security screening, along with a security booth and a security office. For this, an expansion of the first floor is needed because there's no room within the existing building to provide such arrangement. This would significantly improve school security as Dalton could turn away anyone deemed unsafe or uninvited before they can enter the main portion of the building. So that's the first floor. Now the second floor, which also would be enlarged by 359 square feet, that space would be used as a math resource area. So now to explain what that is. Dalton is relocating its fourth grade back into the building on East 89th Street from 200 East 87th Street, where the fourth grade was moved in 2020 for social distancing amid the pandemic. They will be on the second floor, the fourth grade will be, so that the building's youngest students would not have to traverse the building, and much older and bigger students to get around. And as the father of a third grader, other parents could appreciate that if they have young kids, which is consistent with best school organizational practices. But when social distancing guidelines were lifted, the fourth grade temporarily remained in Dalton space on East 87th Street, and Dalton used the opportunity to experiment with new ways to use space. And one of the largest improvements that Dalton was able to make was a math resource area for its fourth grade students. The area is approximately 340 square feet and is adjacent to one of the fourth grade classrooms with no door closing it off from the other spaces. It remains open throughout the day. It has walls that are lined with math puzzles and games, a communal table where students can work on group projects, tables where teachers can prepare for their classes or meet with students one-on-one. And there's also math models and projects, some of which are quite large, and from what I'm told by Sloan from Dalton, pretty cool. And he'd be glad to talk more about that because he knows a lot more about math than I do. That's why I became a lawyer. So as Dalton looks forward to relocating its fourth grade to the second floor of the building, it's essential that Dalton find a way to retain its math resource area, which needs to be on the second floor to be near the fourth grade classrooms. And in fact, the math faculty has said, quote, that doors are the enemy of collaboration. So this would be accomplished by expanding one of the classrooms by approximately 359 square feet, which would approximate the size of the space used in the 87th Street building. The second floor, as you can see, would be extended in the same approximately 36 by 10 footprint as the first floor. And this fourth grade math resource area would be used by approximately 100 fourth grade students and 4 faculty members each day. So those are the reasons Dalton has made this application, primarily improve school security and the math resource area. Now to discuss the land use effects. Next slide, please. The principal effect would be on 2 lot line windows in 120 East 89th Street. That is the building immediately to the east of Dalton on the second and third floor. And, next slide, please. The other effect would be on 1095 Park Avenue, the building immediately to the west of Dalton, where there'd be an effect on one lot line window on the second floor, shown here, which my laser would show up on there. We submit that even this effect would be relatively limited, as shown on the next slide. The enlargement would be 32 feet 8 inches from 120 East 89th Street and 42 feet 1 inch from 1095 Park Avenue. The effect on windows in 120 East 89th Street is further mitigated by the fact that one of those two windows is in space that Dalton occupies and it leases in that building. Next slide, please. Further, the building's existing design has the first and second floor read as architecturally distinct, with a two-story limestone arch distinguishing the entryway. The enlargement, as you can see here, would preserve that architectural feature, and Gwen could speak more about that and the architectural design as needed. Next slide, please. And last, and certainly not least, circling back to what Ellen had said at the beginning, Dalton's made outreach to its neighbors regarding the proposed project, and 120 East 89th Street has provided a letter of no objection that we provide to the board. 1095 Park Avenue has verbally communicated its no objection directly to Dalton. So for those reasons, we respectfully request your favorable recommendation, and we welcome any questions.
Okay, first we'll go to Zoom and the public. Go ahead.
Hello, you should have a prompt on your screen. There you are. Lo Vander.
Yes.
Oh, go ahead.
Yes.
Lo.
Hello, everyone. My name is Lo Vandervalk. I'm representing Carnegie Hill Neighbors. And I'm glad to be able to talk to this project, which has been very thoughtfully done and presented. And there's much to be said in favor of this project. I just want to say that Carnegie Hill Neighbors did object in 2014 to the two-story addition along with various neighbors. However, this is a very modest proposal, and we are pleased that it is so well designed. It looks very attractive, and we don't have a problem with the second floor addition because that does fit in with the banding that is existing now, dividing the second and third floors. So it's a very consistent addition. Now comes the however. However, yes, we favor increased security for the school. However, this should not come at the detriment of the security of the public. And what this coming out into the sidewalk does is it leaves two blind spots, depending on which way you walk. If you're walking from west to east, there will be a blind spot after you pass the addition. And if you walk from the east to the west, there will be a blind spot to the west of the addition, so that a bandit, if you will, could hide in either of these two blind spots late at night and be of great danger to anyone walking by. And also, it will increase the concern for people walking by. They never know what to expect. And that is the whole purpose of zoning in both Avenue and the mid blocks, that you have a consistent street wall. And so now we have a far less consistent street wall. And I don't know. I don't think mirrors can solve this problem. I think I think we would like the school to look into some kind of a slanted, rather than a 90-degree angle, Make it a 45-degree angle so that no one can be hiding
Well, can
in.
you wrap it up, please? I'm sorry, but can
Yeah.
you?
Okay,
Okay,
that's the essence. That's the
okay,
essence.
thank you.
Thank
Okay.
you.
Do you wanna address that?
Sure, Lo, and thank you so much for your, as always, very thoughtful comments and feedback. We in the school will look into the situation and make sure that all necessary precautions are taken to maximize safety. And those suggestions that you took will be taken under, will be taken under consideration.
Okay, Marco?
I would like to put a motion, and the motion is to approve as presented with some landscape probably on in the area that is almost empty.
What?
So it's to approve. Mark.
It's a motion to approve, but
You're
you're
adding
putting conditions?
landscaping. You're adding
Second.
landscaping.
With some treatment, as you said, on the front of the building that is setback. That's in the way.
Can we just,
Can I ask a question?
So no,
The next slide shows the, mark.
very simple.
Yeah.
It's just only this section filled out with something in order to avoid
Oh, somebody hiding.
does somebody want to second that motion, or you just want to make a motion to include that?
She second.
Can I
Who
ask
seconded?
what's the width of the sidewalk? How does this leave this? From the extension to the curb?
So
Which does it leave?
So it essentially recreates to an extent the build condition on either side with those built to the street line. So it's a typical 12-foot
So
sidewalk.
you still have 12 feet.
Yes, it's right.
Okay.
Can I speak to the motion?
You can
Just vote.
Have a second. I'm very.
Go ahead, just hurry.
Thank you. I'm very familiar with that lobby, and it is quite true that once you enter, you are in the school. And you have full access to it. There is nothing between you and the students or the classrooms or the elevators or the stairwells, nor is there room to put interior security. So I understand full well the need for this, and I think it's a minimal invasion. I appreciate Lowe's concerns, and it would be great if Dalton could address them, although I would not want to see a curvature, a change in the architecture to accommodate that, because that would make it inconsistent with the rest of the building, which I would not be in favor of. So to the extent of Marco's resolution, I support it if he keeps it clean and,
Well, okay, that's not his resolution.
Dalton will come back to the board and talk about ways that we might address the security concern.
that's fair.
Okay, that's fine.
That's fair.
Okay, what is your friendly amendment?
Approve as presented.
Okay, that's a substitute motion. Okay, all right, it's seconded substitute motion, approved as presented. Anybody want to call the question?
Call the question.
There, call the question on, or
No, there wasn't a call to question. We were trying to get his motion figured out.
Call the question on David's substitute.
Okay, so the motion on the floor is to approve the application of the Dalton School as presented. Please call the roll.
Anderson,
Yes.
Angelos,
Yes.
Ashby,
Yes.
Avisa,
yes.
Barrett,
Yes.
Burnbaum,
Yes.
Flores on Zoom,
Yes.
Barrero,
Yes.
Cam,
Yes.
Chu on Zoom. You there? You should have a prompt on your screen, Sarah.
I thought they adapted.
Wait, if you don't have your screen on, you're not supposed to be participating in the vote.
Exactly.
I'm
My
sorry,
screen's
Sarah,
on.
you cannot vote.
I just didn't have the unmute. I vote yes.
Okay.
Code,
Yes.
Coleman,
Yes.
Colmack,
Yes.
Faber,
Yes.
Fink,
Yes.
Helen Clark, yes, Herzog,
Yes.
Helper,
Yes.
Hutchinson,
Yeah.
Hussein,
Yes.
Johnson,
Yes.
Brickler,
Yes.
Later,
Yes.
Slade,
Yes.
Mason,
Yes.
McClement,
Yes.
Meyerson,
Yes.
Marshall,
Yes.
Phillips,
Yes.
Pope Marshall,
Yes.
Price,
Yes.
Rose,
Yes.
Rudder,
Yes.
Sanchez, Schneider,
Yes.
Seligson,
Yes.
Selway,
Yes.
Stein,
Yes.
Tamayo.
Yes.
Weinberger.
Yes, with enthusiasm.
It passes.
Okay, great. Okay, thank you very much for coming. I appreciate you cooperating with this brevity of your presentation. Thank you very much. Okay, so, we're on item number 3, which was the public session. I just want to tell everyone that we have to be out of here at 9:30 tonight, even shorter than we thought. So can I have a motion to adopt?
So move.
The agenda? How about the minutes? Okay, thank you. Okay, we're gonna go to the public session. The first person is Johan Batma. Okay, please come up. If you're in the room and you signed up for the public session, please line up and we'll call your name.
So we should have Sierra Reed after this and Kate Federiconi. That's our in-person list for this evening. All right.
Good evening, everyone. Ladies and gentlemen, board members, thank you for allowing me the opportunity to address you tonight. I would like to start by sincerely apologizing for my unintended absence on the last meeting. Unforeseen family emergency, or delay, and I did not mean to disrespect them this time. Tonight, I would like to pledge my case for you to consider granting Solia Restaurant, the sidewalk cafe, consisting of 3 tables and 6 chairs. Solia Restaurant has been a pillar in the Upper East Side community for the last 20 years. Hopefully, most of you know that personally. Solia has been under my ownership and management for the last 15 of those 20 years. We do support local schools, events, fundraisers, and really strive to uplift the culture in the community by striving to provide continued excellence to all who walk through our doors. We were part of the restaurant relief community, provide food to those who could not afford any during the pandemic. We served about 600 to 800 meals for almost 6 to 7 months straight. And we're still actively involved in a lot of annual fundraisers for schools, community gatherings in the neighborhood. As for our sidewalk cafe, we will adhere to any and all of the regulations, the codes, the conduct, and all requirements made by the community board and the Department of Transportation. No deliveries, no e-bikes, none of that. We will not allow any disruptive, unsafe, or unwanted behaviors in the same fashion as what we currently do and always have, consistent with our policies. With all this taken into account, I respectfully request that you grant Solia the sidewalk permit. Thank you very much for your time.
Thank you very much. Appreciate you coming this evening. Okay, up next. Hi. Welcome.
Hello, this was very fun, by the way. Thanks for letting me here.
I'm glad you think so.
Very, very enjoying. But, hi, everybody. My name is Sierra Reed, and I live in Yorkville. And first, I'd like to start by asking if anybody here listens to the 99% Invisible podcast. Well, we have got one person, the brand new person. Well, here, they did a great book club where over the year they read the Power Broker. And something that they came up with that I think is an incredible acronym is NICKL. And that's noticeably improved people's lives. And what we can also glean from the Power Broker, and probably from our own lives, and if you've ever worked with a contractor, that when you fund a project, oftentimes it will go over, and it was probably under in budget. So I'm here because I just want to ask the board, as we're looking through the priorities for the budget, what does it say about our values when we are prioritizing funding the NYPD after they've already received funding from us for projects that they have not moved forward on? Do we have a way of finding out where they're at and where that money is gone? We're saying it's earmarked, but I think we all know what that really means. What does it say about our values? When we have 1 in 10 people in this neighborhood who experience food insecurity, we've lost 4,500 jobs in the month of August, and we're seeing people that are looking for creative ways of trying to feed their families or to pay their rent. What does it say about our values when our first reaction to challenges in our community are punitive measures or requesting crackdowns? And what does it say about our values when our priorities prioritize property over people? So I would like to leave you with this. What we choose to fund and prioritize as a board and as a community is political and has very real cascading effects which impact all of the humans in this neighborhood, not just those who are the most in need. The purpose of government and the purpose of everyone here and the tax dollars is to support the entire community. So I ask that when you're looking at the priorities, you consider the downstream effects of these choices and the impacts that they have beyond just being a Band-Aid to a specific problem. And I ask that you maintain curiosity as you read through priorities and consider if they address group issues and nibble, noticeably improve people's lives. Thank you, and thank you for coming to the budget meeting.
Hey,
Okay.
we have Kate from the library.
Oh, she just left and left her material.
Okay,
Okay, she left her materials outside.
very good. So we'll move on now to Zoom.
Okay, and Evelyn David,
Yes.
what's on your mind?
Let me just unmute you, Evelyn. Give me just a moment. And I don't see her.
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh. Evelyn, it does not look like she's in the Zoom. I'm sorry to see that.
Have to read the next one.
So Rebecca Carter.
Rebecca Carter. Okay, next. Oh,
Next up is Autumn Bosco. Autumn is here to speak about the FM train swap. Autumn, are you there?
Hello.
okay, welcome, Autumn.
Hi. I'm a resident of Roosevelt Island, and I'm supporting the opposition to the FM swap. While the swap is, it's going to happen, most likely, and it's necessary for many reasons. More work needs to be done to properly implement it. I'm specifically talking about train frequency here. The MTA has addressed the rush hour service differential between the two lines, and midday service is already identical. But the hours I'm specifically talking about is roughly 7 to 9:30 p.m. During this time, there will be a 40% cut in train service than what we currently have. In uptown service and downtown service, it's 43%. So I think this needs to be addressed. And I figured I would mention those specific numbers. That's right from the subway schedule. They mentioned the service increase, but that's only for rush hour. This is outside of rush hour. And I wanted to mention those specific numbers in my opposition to the swap happening with the current implementation plan of it.
Right, thank you very much, appreciate it. That's coming up later in the evening. Okay, is there anybody else?
I think that is it for this
Okay,
evening.
all right, well, we're done with the public session. Manhattan Borough President's Report, Saliva? Yes. Oh, you moved your seat.
Yeah.
Oh, there you are. Okay. Sorry about that. I knew you were sitting over there.
Good evening, everyone. It's been a long meeting when Evelyn just leaves, and yeah. So, very brief report. I won't be here too long. So, I hope everyone's taking their trainings. Just know that we do know when you do attend them. We have a Zoom tracker. So in case you're missing them, just reach out, email me, be honest. They'll be available on our YouTube channel afterwards. And the 3 that you should take are equal employment opportunity, conflicts of interest board, and skills to combat implicit bias. Of course, there are others that you can take, but that's only if you want to. And then once again, these trainings are available on our website in order for you to sign up. And again, if you are someone that finds that difficult, just email me. My email is sshahbaz@manhattanbp.nyc.gov. You should have that, and in case you don't, I do. And lastly, we're having a college fair. If this is something that you think someone in your community can benefit from, please share the information. We're hosting it in collaboration with Manhattan High School Superintendent's Office and District 75. It's on October 25th at Baruch College. I can never get that word right. 3755 Broadway from 11 a.m. to 3 p.m. Come meet, connect with representatives from colleges. It's not just limited to that college. It's going to be other universities too. Financial aid, resources, and so on forth. Anyway, thank you so much for a wonderful evening. I learned a lot and happy early Halloween.
We're always happy when people learn things in our meetings. Okay, elected officials, please come up and talk as fast as you can. And if you have nothing to say, that would be appreciated. You can say the name of your elected and step away.
Hi, I'm Hannah Winger with Congressman Jerry Nather's office, and I thought you might want to hear about the federal government.
Okay,
So-
it's closed, isn't it? Okay, thank you. Bye.
I just want to say that our office is open, in my fashion. But we're on the 22nd day of the government shutdown. The House and Senate Democrats have been clear they will not support funding legislation that will result in 15 million Americans either losing healthcare coverage or seeing their premium rate skyrocket. The Republicans have not come to the negotiation table in good faith, so here we are. We've started seeing some disruption in federal agency and services. So our office compiles a list of all the federal agencies that are affected, and we're updating it as we get information. That's at nather.house.gov. When you go to our website, we have like a specific 2025 shutdown tab that you can pull. But our office is open. We are accepting casework. So if you have any federal issues, you can still reach out to our office. You can go to nather.house.gov or call us at 212-367-7350. I will say that because a lot of office and staff are furloughed, our casework requests timeline is just a little bit more extended, as you can imagine. So bear with us, but we are still open, we're still operating. And then, I know this sounds ridiculous, but the congressional applications are still open. So the congressional app challenge is open to middle school and high school students in New York 12. They could either live here or go to school here. Information is found on our website. We're here if also you just need an event. We're answering phones, so come hang out.
Thank you. Appreciate that.
Hi, I'm Courtney Pharisee, here from the Office of Assemblymember Rebecca Seawright. I'll just let you know about a few upcoming events. Join us at our no-cost house and legal clinic on October 28th, a mobile prostate cancer screening on October 29th, and our Halloween open house on October 31st. And as always, you can consider our office a resource, 212-288-4607, or email us at cwriter@nyassembly.gov.
Hi, everybody, I'm Summer from Senator Serrano's office. There's one event coming up on Monday, the 27th. We have an emergency preparedness training with the Citizens Preparedness Corps. You can register online at Citizens Preparedness Corps website or call us. That's probably the easiest way. At the end of the training, you receive a backpack with a bunch of emergency supplies. It's a great time. Please come.
Hi, I'm Julie. I'm the district director for Assemblymember Alex Boris. He had a baby 2 months ago. We're having a town hall November 16th. We have notary services Monday through Thursday, 10 to 2 at our place, 40 from Lights. And I really am brand new. Please be nice to me. And with that, I'm done because I don't want you guys to not be mad.
We love you already. Thank you very much.
Eric Gill.
The pressure is on now.
For Director of Constituent Services for Council Member Julie Menon, I have 3 things to say. One, we had a great meeting with Inspector Lazarus from the 19th Precinct. She's our new inspector. We think she's going to be great. 2, participatory budgeting. The idea map is back and open. Please submit your ideas. It's going to be even harder as we broke another district-wide record for most votes last year. And again, for 3rd year in a row, we had the most votes of any district in Manhattan doing participatory budgeting. Lastly, Councilmember Menon will be joining her colleagues at the steps of City Hall tomorrow to condemn federal troops in New York City with tanks. Thank you. I don't know. I could tell you later. Thank you.
Okay.
Hi, everyone. Good evening. My name is Walker Toss. I'm the community liaison for CB8 Councilmember Powers' office. I have just one quick event to announce. Our office is hosting a virtual RAT Academy training on Friday, October 24th at 10 a.m. This event, building owners, tenants, and management staff will learn the best steps to prevent and stop the spread of rats. And I'm going to share the sign-up link with the district manager, and that can be sent out. And also, we're in the last few months of Councilmember Powers' term, but our office is committing to helping everyone in any way that we can. So if you have any issues or concerns, please don't hesitate to reach out to our office. You can contact us at kpowers@council.nyc.gov or calling 212-818-0580.
Okay, thank you very much. Okay, that was great. All right, so now it's my turn. Quick report. We had a fabulous art fair. Thanks to everybody who showed up. It was a spectacular day and just a great day for Community Board 8 and all the artists. And I just want to thank the Arts Committee and everyone who came. It was a great event.
And the board office.
And the board office, yes, thank you. Okay, and then I just want to say, welcome to the cool Upper East Side, officially so named by the Wall Street Journal. For those of us who already live here, we already know that, but apparently now we're gonna be flooded by people coming in to see how cool we are, so be on your best cool behavior. Okay, that's enough. I'm not gonna make a lot of, we've got to get out of here, so, that's a very quick report. And now to our new district manager.
Take this from you. Thank you so much, everyone. It is my third day, so this is really trial by fire. So thank you for dealing with, I'm getting my sea legs on the Zoom. A big thanks to Will Brightville, who was so generous with his time in his last month, getting me up to speed, and to Jordan, John, and Scarlett in our board office, who have been so wonderful to me these first few days. Members, I'd love to meet you. I'll be reaching out to you in the next couple of weeks, months, so stay tuned. We can get coffee, we can chat on Zoom. Other than that, the board office is functioning pretty normally. We are really committed to speedy, friendly service for you all and for the public. And to that end, watch for a new job listing coming out soon for a community associate. We're hoping to get someone hired so we can be back up to full staffing very, very soon. I've got a lot to learn in the coming months. I've got a lot to learn from you all. I hope you'll be in touch. Give us a call. My extension when you call the office is number 4, or you can always email me at ignite@cb8m.com. I think that's all our updates for now. Thanks.
I did want to announce one new initiative. We are going to start having a monthly meeting at the board office, hopefully in person to start, with all of the neighborhood associations on the Upper East Side. And the idea is that we can communicate, including Roosevelt Island. We want to make it sound like we're including Roosevelt Island. And this way we can start, I think, a better dialogue, more communication, and this way be able to better communicate our needs to the various city agencies, because it's the neighborhood associations that are on the ground and know what is happening. So if you represent a neighborhood association, or you know a neighborhood or block association that might be listed, but might be interested in participating, please reach out to Ian so we can start that as soon as possible. And the last thing I want to say is we will be starting the public member application process very soon. And this way we can have public members in place by January 1st to start a new term. Okay, so here we go. We're going to jump right into the committee reports. I'm going to be abrupt if you're going on and on. And first up, street life.
There's no election to.
Oh, sorry, election report. Sorry, it's not a committee. I forgot. John, I apologize. I'm so anxious to get to the end. I apologize.
Of course.
And here's our committee chair, John Phillips.
Good evening, everyone. So the committee reports for the positions are pretty uncontested. I believe we're going to be taking nominations from the floor as well. So for chair, we have Valerie Mason. Any nominations from the floor? The second would be the first vice chair, which is Police Harbor. Nominations? No? The second vice chair, Lindsay Cormack.
No, I
don't think that's correct.
think it's Addison.
I'm sorry, I was in
Okay.
Secretary, Lindsay Cormack. Sebastian Holland Clark, Craig Lader, and Kimberly Sullivan.
Okay. So we have 4 names for 3 positions in the last one. Okay. And when's the election?
The election is in December, I believe.
No, I think it's November.
November.
Yeah, yeah. Okay. All right. That's a voice vote for those of you who are new. So.
Thank you.
All right.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Okay. Here comes street life.
Okay. I understand that we had a really successful way of doing this last month, and I think we're gonna emulate that. Miles is gonna do the unanimous hearts.
All right, thank you. So SLA unanimous approvals, 1A, 1C, 1E, 1G, 1H, 1I, 1K, 1L, 1N, 1O, and 1P.
So let me just,
All unanimous approvals together.
Second.
Yeah.
just put in my vote. And so that you don't have to hear from me again. So
Okay.
I'm gonna vote no on all the approvals and yes on all of the disapprovals for all of the categories.
For all of the
Sidewalk
categories.
cafe and that whole.
We're doing SLA first.
We're doing
I'm gonna
liquor
stay.
liquor license first.
Because I don't wanna.
Okay, I know,
The
I
inanimate.
appreciate it.
Alright,
So,
So do we wanna?
okay, call the question, anybody, everybody? Okay, second? Okay. Everyone voting in favor? Except for Michelle?
Yes.
Okay, thanks. Next,
number 2, unanimous approval for DOT.
DOT.
Sidewalk,
I'm sorry, this is the sidewalk?
it's the sidewalk.
Or this is in the roadway?
Sidewalk.
Okay, sidewalk.
No roadway.
Okay.
No roads.
There are no roadways, or the road no crews is fine. Somebody in the back is saying something?
Move to take them all.
Okay,
Second.
okay, we're gonna take them all unanimous, everybody voting in favor?
Yep.
Okay, any no's except for Michelle voting the opposite of everyone else? Okay. Which is all right.
Okay, so then we have a few more that are complicated. One was the one that you just saw from Spaglia. The applicant didn't show up because they had a family emergency. I don't know if you want to entertain a motion. Yes, Greg?
Motion to approve?
Second.
All right, let's call the question. Sounds good. I'm not sure if we need a roll for this one. We didn't consider it as a board.
Motion to take by acclamation.
That sounds fine by me.
Okay, yes,
All right,
everybody voting in favor then? Okay,
okay.
So you're still.
Except for Michelle.
Michelle, are you against them? We can take your vote later.
That's why I
Yeah,
said it.
got it, yeah, okay.
Okay, so then we had 2 unanimous disapprovals, and both of them were ones that did not show up to the meeting, did not communicate with the board office. It is 2G Enterprise Restaurant doing business as Amaranth, and then 2I Starbucks doing business as Starbucks. We had a unanimous disapproval in the committee because we had to consider their applications prior to this meeting, so they wouldn't have an opportunity to come here for the timeline that DOT set.
Okay.
Okay, Mark, I'd like to call the question on.
And we're gonna take them together, 2 unanimous disapprovals, so. Second, okay,
Great.
so
I'm voting yes on that.
We take that by acclamation?
You're voting yes for Starbucks who didn't show up.
No, for the disapproval.
okay, we're getting,
Okay.
you're with everyone on this one, right?
Oh, got it. Okay,
Right.
so we're all disapproving this.
Yeah, I think we're all in unanimous disapproval for the
Okay.
first time tonight.
Okay. And then we have, one SLA application that was a non-unanimous approval. It was, 1B, BB Madison Food doing businesses bread and butter. This is, both a place that serves food, but also operates as sort of like a deli. You might have seen in their chain, there's one in Murray Hill, there's one downtown too, I believe. And, it was not unanimous because there was a concern about selling alcohol in the store that people could then take out of the store, which is something that delis do, but that was the concern that was presented at the committee.
And what was the committee vote?
It was 9-1.
Oh, okay. So, go ahead.
Or was it, call the question?
Okay,
What's
what's the motion? Are we disapproving or approving?
It was a motion to approve in the committee.
Okay, all right, sorry. All right, so the motion on the floor is to approve.
And what's called?
That was called, yes, thank you.
Okay, so do we feel like we can do this by acclamation, or do people want to?
Yes, okay, so yes and yes, right? Everyone voting yes? Any no's out there? Awesome.
All right, then we had another non-unanimous approval where there are 2 votes against this applicant. This is another SLA. It was AMC 7, the theater. It's 1D, and they want to start serving alcohol like canned wine, canned beer before movies. We had 2 people who voted against it, and the allegations or charges were that there was insufficient rat mitigation happening within the theaters. Right?
Yeah.
Addison?
Second.
Okay, question, so this is the.
I'm voting against.
No, it's approved.
This was an approval. It was
Okay,
an approval with 2 votes against it in committee.
okay.
May I-
Can I just say something? There was an article a long time ago about rats, and I go to that movie theater, there hasn't been any rats there in.
Here's the thing, it's like there may or may not be rats. It's not clear to me that if they serve wine in a can, that makes no sense. And so.
The soda spilled on the
They
rug.
voted, yeah, yes, so that was, that's, but, oh, I do understand you're going to vote on this, so maybe this one makes sense too.
It's filthy, they don't deserve any.
That's what people were saying, yeah.
Okay, so let's call the roll, all right? This is a motion to approve.
All right, Anderson, no. Angelos. Yeah. Ashby,
Yes.
Avatar,
Yes.
Barron,
No.
Birnbaum,
No.
Horace,
No.
Guerrero,
Yeah.
Ham,
No.
Chu,
Yes.
Cone,
No.
Coleman,
No.
Format,
Yes.
Farber,
Yes.
Fink,
Yes.
Alan Clark,
Yes.
Hartsoff,
Yes.
Halpern,
No.
Christensen,
Yes.
Hussein,
No. So difficult.
Jonathan,
Yes, guys.
that was a yes, okay.
Yes.
Thank you, Strickler,
Yes.
Slater, yes, Webb,
Yes.
Mason,
No.
McClemens,
Yes.
Myerson,
Yes.
Partial,
No.
Phillips,
No.
Hope Marshall,
Yes.
Price,
No.
Rose,
Yes.
Rudder,
Yes.
Sanchez,
No.
Schneider,
Yes.
Sullivan,
Yes.
Selway,
Yes.
Stein,
Yes.
Tamayo,
No.
Weinberger.
Yes.
All right. Did we get everyone?
You tell us.
Yeah.
Just, if the AA class is 45 minutes. Well, sometimes
No, just,
someone may be like.
I'm just trying
to.
okay, yeah, okay.
Okay, so then this is our last item of business, which was another non-unanimous approval. This was for a sidewalk cafe for 5 tables, 10 chairs. And the discussion was whether or not those grates that are on the sidewalk, you know, they're metal grates, they're like linear, they're like exhaust from the subway. There was a discussion on whether or not that counts as like an instrument of infrastructure as like a tree bed would. And it was unclear at the committee at that time if that was true or not true. In my read of how our clearance regulations work, that would be considered like a tree bed. And so you're meant to guarantee 8 feet of a pedestrian path for a sidewalk cafe. I voted no, as did Todd Stein, but it was a contentious part of how we were doing this. And so this is for the sidewalk cafe, and it was a 9-2 approval, but that was the discussion. And Judy actually, yeah.
Does it count as a tree bed?
In my reading, I believe it does. I believe you cannot count those things as a walkway. And the argument that I was able to find online is that if you had crutches or if you had some sort of instrument that meant you needed a flat surface, that doesn't provide you a walkway. And so the sidewalk as it is in this restaurant's case, they only have one like 4.5 foot patch of concrete, and then the next one has those grates on it. And so I don't think it's possible for them to have.
Gonna be disapproved?
I mean, I don't know if they're gonna, I don't know. Remember, we had a hard time looking at the pictures that they submitted to determine this, and so I'm not sure what happens after it goes to us. But from where I sat, I don't want it to take the public space in a way that is not giving us the 8 feet of clearance. So that's where I came down on it.
Can you just say the location again?
Yeah, it is at 839 Lexington Avenue. It is 2E in the materials tonight. And it's, DCK Trading Corp doing business as Eat Here Now, in between 63rd and 64th.
Oh, yeah. It's really narrow over there.
Yes, it looks narrow. The images look narrow. We had a hard time determining it from the images that they presented, and then Judy went out and took separate ones on her own and circulated them. Yes. Judy?
Substitute motion on the floor, and that's the disapproval.
Second.
Would anyone like to call the question on this?
Call the question.
Okay, is anybody gonna vote in favor of it, or is everybody voting to disapprove?
Yeah, I'm gonna be in favor of that.
Okay, everybody else is against it?
Yeah.
Okay, so one.
Okay.
One no and everybody else, so, okay, it's disapproved.
Okay, that's it.
Okay, landmarks, please. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you for staying. Appreciate it.
As a story, same thing. The center yachting.
Already heard a lot about this building family. I've been showing. Press.
Thank you.
I ask you to do the same about this, context and appropriateness, and not whether there's going to be tenants here or not. They've done an excellent job in terms of working out how to tie these three buildings together. In doing that, they've made almost no changes to 109. They changed the doors, as you can see, the existing versus he proposed, and we get rid of that, please.
I'm sorry.
Sorry. You can see here, everything comes straight across. So, and here you can see that the floors are all different. The only change is the door. There's a change you don't see, which is behind these windows where the third floor comes through. And as they pointed out, the elevator bulkhead is higher. And can we see the next one? And you all heard the discussion, in general, the rear has no, historic quality to it. Realize that this, I think, everybody was opposed to this except it was true. But in any event, I didn't think that, I thought they did a very neat job of the rear as well, in expanding, that particular, rather thin, extension. This is about 22 feet, and this is about 11 feet wide by 14 foot 3 inches, 15 feet.
Okay.
Okay, so, this is the elevator bulkhead. That elevator bulkhead is not visible from the east, it's visible from the west, from Park Avenue. It's 180 feet high. And so from the point of view of all of the other mechanical equipment, one of the reasons they've taken this high is to hide all that mechanical equipment. So, I don't know if there are any comments.
Call the question.
Second. So is this a motion with or is it disapproval? Was it disapproval? So the motion,
No.
so a yes means no. Thank you, Anthony.
No problem.
Thank you. Okay. Are we gonna do a roll call or what do you think? Yeah, I think so. Okay. So a yes means no.
Anderson,
Yes.
Angelos,
Yes.
Ashby,
Elizabeth.
Abstain,
Okay.
Agasar,
Yeah.
Aaron,
Yes.
Birnbaum,
Yes.
Flores,
Pass.
Guerrero. Yeah,
Yes.
Shu,
Yes.
Cone,
Yes.
Coleman,
Yes.
Cormac, yes, Barber,
No.
Mile, Fink,
Yes.
Alan Park,
No.
Hartzog,
Yes.
Halpern,
No.
Hershenson,
Yes.
Hussein,
False.
Johnson,
Yes.
Berger,
No.
Later,
No.
Lev,
No.
Mason, no, Clement,
Yes.
Ryerson, Marshall,
Yeah.
Phillips,
Abstain.
Pope Marshall,
Pass.
Price,
Yeah.
Rose,
Yes.
Rudder,
Yes.
Sanchez,
No.
Schneider,
No.
Seligson,
Yes.
Selwyn, Stein, also out, Tamayo,
Yes.
Weinberger. You say no? Okay, let's go back, Bergman, I think I missed your answer.
Yes.
Yes,
Disapproval, right?
yes, it's a yes for disapproval. Flores,
Pass.
Wait, she's talking, but you have to unmute, sorry.
No.
Okay.
Who's saying?
Yes.
Philip Marshall,
Yes.
Sanchez is still out.
Yes.
Stein, I'm gonna put you as an abstain because we're going through the second pass. All right, so this carries with a 26 to 10.
Okay, so it's disapproved. Okay, thank you.
Okay.
Next one.
Now,
See?
It just takes a minute.
now, hello?
No,
Doesn't matter. Okay, Metropolitan Museum of Art wants to create a family of signs to help people outside and within the Great Hall find their way to where they have to go. And so this is a view of all of the interior signs within the new proposed signs within the museum. There are large banners, there are pylons, there are smaller, thinner banners that speak to things like ticket office, gift shop, stuff like that. And then there are little tiny signs, none of which show here, which are more closely related to directional activities. And if you go to the next slide, you'll see as I go through this as quickly as possible, these are all the sign groups. Some of them, these are those amenity IDs, bookshop membership tickets. These are the main entrance banners, which will occur at each of the 3 entrances to the galleries off of the Great Hall. There will be at least in the proposal, there will be an accessible, which is to say wheelchair height, touchscreen system for people who need more detail than otherwise. And there will also be, these are all those other little signs and directories. In order to introduce you to that and help you find the front door, since there will now be 3 front doors, there will be a small banner sign over each of the 3 entrances, each of the 2 small banner signs over the 81st Street and 83rd Street entrances, and a large banner sign, obviously, at the top of the stairs. There will be a little pylon that sort of looks a little bit like the other pylons for the parking lot, and exterior directional pylons that help people, again, find the doors through the bosque of trees. Because if you're on the sidewalk, you can't see anything. And little entrance stanchions that give you information like, we're closed today. We're open till 5, that sort of thing. And I think there might be one more slide, but I'm not sure. Yes, and that is this system again with the entrance over the front door, a little more detail on the signs. The 3 board members who voted, the 3 committee members who voted against it were concerned that there were too many signs outside. But the museum assured us that if they start to mock these things up outside and discover that they really don't need all of the signs outside, they will be happy to not build them. And the motion passed 6-3. Martha.
Motion to hold the question.
To approve, right? Approve. This is a yes.
Okay. Anybody gonna vote no? Besides the 3 members who did it?
The 3 members who voted no? Yeah.
Okay, all right, so the 3
Great.
no's are noted and it passes. Okay, next.
You are.
Okay. It's getting cold.
See the slide?
Maybe it passes.
There we go.
Okay, this is the craft store on Madison Avenue. This is as it exists today.
You have the microphone, David?
This is the craft store on Madison Avenue as it exists today. It takes these 2 townhouses and puts them together. Graf now owns both of them, and they're making substantial changes. They're getting rid of this very dark storefront. They're changing the base to travertine. They're closing in the piers, the windows, so that there's more substance. And, it's a very light, palette now in terms of the, metal around the windows and the characters tied together all the way through. It's pretty obvious. It's an improvement. The reason I say that is because it was unanimous and hopefully there's nobody against it.
Marco?
Call the question.
Second. Anybody voting no? Awesome. Next. Okay, what's up next?
Careful.
This was a presentation really by Studios Sofield. It's interesting because Elliot Spitzer actually attended our landmarks committee meeting and spoke. It was fascinating. But,
Starstruck.
I am starstruck. The original building is the one that's gonna be demolished. It's this one here that is, yes, this building. We voted to approve this.
Sorry, struggling there. There we
Okay.
go.
We voted to approve this Studio Sofield iteration in July 2023. It was a magnificent building with lots of incredible touches. He's designed so many beautiful buildings around the city. We all know the building that replaced the Hunter School of Social Work on East 79th Street, the Brodsky Building, which was designed by Studio Sofield. Now they came back to us because, as you know, the city of Yes was passed by the city council in December 2024. And as a result, the FAR for a building like this was increased from 10 to 12. The rear yard requirement was diminished. And Studio Sofield wanted to take advantage of those changes to add another floor. And as a result of the decrease of the rear yard and the increase in the FAR, they were able to raise the heights of various floors so that the cornice line could match the cornice line of the beautiful Emery Roth design building at 993 Fifth Avenue. And the crown, the most important visible part, is no longer to the side, but is directly in the center. It really, you can read both resolutions, they're in your packet. The two people who voted against the application felt that there was too much massing and they didn't like the centralized, I guess you would call that where the mechanicals are housed.
You're also getting inclusionary housing.
Oh, yes, that's in the resolution. They're paying $7 million into an inclusionary housing fund, which I believe has to be within a 1/2 mile radius of the site. Judy.
And I know someone who lives in that building and doesn't want to move, so what happens?
I think that these are luxury apartments, and I think that the tenants have been notified that.
She's probably been contacted by the lawyer of the other building.
Contacted and doesn't want to be bought out. She's been there very many years and she has a right to be there.
Well, it sounds like the same situation with the Buckley School. Okay, I can't, that was not addressed at the meeting.
That comes later, Judy. I mean, this is, that's the.
We're here for the context and appropriateness of the design of the building, the landmark committee. Alita.
It's a much more massive top. It's also hard to believe that this was really contemplated by the city of Yes, that they should have additional space for what, a 20, 30, $40 million condo. And as should be noted for the new people on the board, they are forcing out more people than they are building condos for. So there will actually be an increase of people without homes until they find a new one because of the construction of this building. So that's why I voted no.
Well, okay, I understand, and this was a luxury rental building. I just want everybody to know that part of the point of the city of Yes was for incremental additional housing in every neighborhood.
We told them that wasn't.
Right, okay, let's not debate the city of Yes again, because that took us 6 months.
Kimberly.
Second.
All in favor, any opposed?
Oh, the question, no. Yes.
Okay, do you want to do a roll call, or is everyone gonna approve this except for, okay, do the roll call, let's do it quick. I don't mean that, I just mean,
Exactly.
okay, we're gonna do a roll call. I think it's Craig's turn. Anderson.
No. Angela's. Wait, sorry.
Excuse me.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
It's
We're voting on the approvals for the increase in height and, the movement of
Well, no,
the.
they just, yeah, I mean, they had to come back to us because they substantially changed the design.
Right, they changed the design, yes, and it's a very well-written resolution, and we did approve this project
Right.
before, so let's remember that. And we knew when we approved it that there were gonna be fewer units in the building,
Yes.
okay, just to put that out there for the new members, okay.
All right, let's start over. Anderson. No. Angela's. Okay. Cass. Okay. Ashby.
Yes.
Absar.
Yes.
Karen.
Yes.
Burndom.
Yes.
Boris.
Yes.
Ferrera.
Yes.
Camp.
No.
Chu.
Yes.
Cone.
No.
Coleman.
Yes.
Format.
Yes.
Barber.
No.
Fink.
Yes.
Town Clark.
Yes.
Hartzog.
No.
Halpern.
Yes.
Christensen.
Yes.
Hussein.
Yes.
Johnson.
Yes.
Kirkler.
Yes.
Later, yes. Lev.
Yes.
Mason.
Yes.
McClement.
Yes.
Myerson.
Yes.
Partial.
Yes.
Phillips.
Yes.
Pope Marshall.
Yes.
Price.
Yes.
Rhodes.
I voted no the first time, I'm voting no again.
Rudder.
Yes.
Sanchez.
Yes.
Schneider.
No.
Seligson.
Yes.
Selway.
Yes.
Stein.
Yes.
Tamayo.
Yes.
Weinberger.
Yes.
Passes 32-7.
Angela's.
Oh, Angela's pass.
Pass. Two.
33.
Yes, okay, yes, thank you,
That's what they didn't ask, but I missed it.
Okay, is there one more?
Yes, one
Okay.
more. Okay. This one was also sadly not unanimous. Basically, this is it's 75 East 77th Street. It is a carriage house that had an unfortunately, banal, addition, made in 1971 before, landmark it. So it became part of the landmark district. The applicant has asked to essentially replace these 4 windows, which align with the windows below, with a strip window, creating, in their words, a kind of feeling of a studio at the top of the building with no other changes. The motion passed with, I don't remember how many people.
5-3.
3. Yeah, it was 5-3. Initially, there was a vote to disapprove, which failed, and then there was a substitute motion, obviously, to approve. And it went, and it was at 5-3. Michelle.
You know, I just want to say I was in opposition because for me, it went to bad to equally as bad. And we
Yes.
had an architect that was willing to reconsider. When we expressed this to her, she was willing to go back to her client and reconsider. I was almost hoping that she would withdraw the application and then come back to us with something new. But she didn't want to do that. So to me, to go from this to this is awful, especially when you have an architect that is willing to come back to us. And that's why I disapproved it. And I encourage you all to do the same. And then hopefully we can get a better result going forward.
Dave.
I actually think this is an improvement. Applicable.
Okay,
Makes the world
okay,
go round.
yeah, all right, so,
To vote on what's been presented.
okay, she didn't want to withdraw the application, so that was her choice, so now we're voting on what's
We're
here.
moving on it.
Okay, motion, call the question?
please.
All right,
Second.
Would you like a roll call?
who's voting against the application? Okay,
Yes.
We can just take those. 4?
against, Alita,
Is the application.
Michelle,
Against, oh no.
and Anthony.
And Sarah
And-
is raising
and
her hand
Andrea.
on Zoom.
And Sarah, okay. Any more? The motion passes.
That's it, we're done.
Okay, thank you so much, and I do appreciate the slim slide show. How about that?
Surprised I might, I couldn't add any more.
Okay. Sanitation and environment, I'm sorry, transportation. Now we can just go to the people.
Let's see the microphone here, I'll just do yours.
Okay.
I'll take it. All right, so we had two resolutions. First resolution, was a vote, supporting the proposed Lexington Avenue bus lane modifications between East 60th and East 52nd Streets. Essentially, this would be a continuation of the conditions that are currently on Lexington Avenue that were implemented in 2019 between 60th and 96th Streets, in which the curbside bus lane would be offset and moved into one of the current, general traffic lanes. That would free up the curb space for other uses, and address some of the, deliveries and double parking that exists that often is the cause of a lot of the, congestion that occurs on Lexington Avenue over there. As New York City DOT explained it, because of the reduction in traffic, resulting in congestion pricing, they have the ability to remove that additional general lane, with what are expected to be minimal or no significant impacts to congestion, and traffic along, Lexington Avenue in that corridor. The resolution passed, I believe it was, with 11 yes and 1 abstention. And, Judy?
All the questions.
Anyone?
Voted no.
Okay, anybody else?
Well, Lady, you voted no.
Yes and no on this.
Yeah,
Yes.
Okay, anybody else voting no? Okay,
Noted.
wait, Anthony, did you raise your hand?
No.
Oh, I'm sorry, let me see.
Okay, moving along. Second resolution was a revocable consent request for 132 East 70th Street. It's a typical revocable consent request in terms of just the proposal to add a fence. It was a unanimous disapproval because the committee felt that the resulting sidewalk clearance with the tree that's already in place would be way too narrow for pedestrian traffic, and would inhibit the ability for free flowing conditions along there, even though the effective clearance would be no different than it already is because of neighboring properties with similar fencing in front of them. Marco?
Call the question.
Okay, anybody voting no? Okay, everyone voting yes, great, okay, thank you, well done, okay. Next up, sanitation and environment and Roosevelt Island on deck. Where's Paul?
All right, hi, everyone. So we had a meeting, last month about dog waste in the neighborhood, and we sort of came to the conclusion, I think not unexpectedly, that it's a problem in the neighborhood, and Daniel Avasar was at the meeting, sort of helping us to contextualize the problem and give us some information about the scope of the problem as well as potential remedies for dog waste. And her proposal was to have dog waste bags on trash bins in the district, and throughout the city so that it would be easier for people if they're walking a dog, they forgot their, dog bag, they can grab one off the street and pick up the dog waste. That way, we're not walking in, dog waste on the streets. We had a resolution, which I do not have in front of me, but you have in front of you guys on your tablets, so you can read that. But basically, it called for a bunch of things, including more funding for, I think it called for more funding for dog waste mitigation efforts, as well as encouraging the Department of Sanitation and the Transportation Department, which is responsible for the, I can also read it to you. There we go. Community Board 8 urges city and state representatives to provide resources in the budget to New York City Department of Transportation and New York City Sanitation Department to install and refill dispensers on public litter baskets in the city neighborhood. We also call on increased creative education campaigns and enforcement of inflation-adjusted fines surrounding dog waste. That came out of the discussion. Also coming out of the discussion was this line that we encourage a cultural mindset that recognizes our shared responsibility to keep our neighborhood and city clean. All right, we'll start with Danielle.
Could I just add one thing? It's already proposed in legislation by Julie Menon.
Yes.
So everybody knows.
Thank you. Michelle?
Yeah, question. So you're asking for the city to pay for plastic bags for individual people to do the scooping? I mean, I'm for the education and all that, but I don't think that the other should be a city expense. I mean, of providing bags for everybody who's got a dog. I think that's a dog owner's responsibility.
Well, we think of it as sort of a balance, right? And that the money that we could, we're gonna be we're putting in money for that issue. However, that's, additional costs that we don't necessarily have to pay in cleaning the dog waste, in the health ramifications of the dog waste. And as part of the resolution, we also are calling for increased inflation adjusted fines. So this gives no reason for people to be not picking up their dog waste. And so we're hoping we raise money from the fines, we can offset the cost of the bags.
Just wanted to add to that, that because of the dog waste, it also leads to more rats. So you're kind of, when you have that rat issue, having dog waste on your, streets, leads to that. So this proposal was saying, of course, everyone would have their dog bags, that is expected. But this is an additional thing that has been.
Well, I think this is gonna encourage people not to.
Does anybody else have?
We're gonna call on Sam.
Briefly, I would just note that the city has a budget north of $100 billion, $116 billion this upcoming fiscal year. And I'm sure we can find the relatively limited amount that it would cost to make sure our streets are cleaner.
Well,
Barbara?
Wasn't at the meeting, but I did listen to it. And then, first of all, Danielle, I think you did a wonderful job with the presentation. I am very worried about this and I couldn't vote for that part. I wish you would separate the part of also demanding that people are good dog owners. And I wish we also increase that we actually, what the word curb your dog means. As far as the rats go, there's still so much waste. If you look, there's so much waste left, even for those people that pick it up. Number two, there's no reason today's leashes. I spoke to many of my friends. My building is a very dog friendly building. They all have, what is it called? Lashes, whatever it's called, the things that have the bags on it. I live between Second and First Avenue. If somebody is, some dog pokes in the middle of First and Second Avenue, you mean somebody's gonna walk all the way over to the corner, get a bag and come back again? That's not going to happen. We have overflowing baskets. We have bag baskets that are broken. I sent Valerie a picture of within about 20 minutes of about 10 overflowing baskets that are around. This is will take away, and what will happen is somebody is gonna come and just take all of the bags. And so to assume that there's gonna be a bag out and it won't be there, and I think it'll be negative.
Yeah, but part of the presentation also showed that neighborhoods with more bags had actual less dog waste, so it has been proven in certain neighborhoods in the city, which is why. Yeah.
All right, we're gonna go to,
Well, we're proposing these bags to be out throughout the whole city.
Sorry?
That's because, of course, one of the millions of dollars that they so people have. Because it's a lot of food around. People do have bags, sometimes they don't even pick it up with the bag. I think the money should be spent on a lot more important things than dog food.
Oh, thank you for that.
Thank you. I really appreciate the work that you both did, and I'm going to vote in support of this. But I have to be honest with you, I don't think that this is going to work very much. I'm old enough to remember, and there are some other people that might be old enough to remember when we didn't have the requirement to pick up dog food. And as I walk around on the Upper East Side, it's beginning to look more and more like how it was prior to the implementation of the requirement to pick up your dog food. And I appreciate Julie Mennon's efforts, I think, in this regard, because she's had some posters and I've seen it on the Upper East Side. What I would ask is that I don't see that much of a balance in this particular resolution, but I'm gonna vote for it because I'm gonna vote for anything that requires and also inspires more dog walkers to pick up after their dogs. But I also want you to focus more on the owners. I mean, I think Barbara is.
Sarah, let me jump in for a second. I do have that written in the resolution. I'm just gonna say this as a blanket statement. I too have concerns about the implementation of dog bites. I voted for the concept of the resolution as a part. I'm happy to entertain splitting this
Yes, can we
into
split it?
resolutions.
I would like
Yes, split it.
We're just making a motion. Alita?
The amendment which is to add the words tree beds next to streets, so
Yeah.
trees and tree beds.
Okay, great. Does anyone wanna say?
The question.
Okay,
What do we question?
are we gonna call it on splitting? Oh. No, okay.
Okay,
Let's
did
go ahead.
somebody call the question? Did somebody second? Okay, I think we need to call the roll, so.
For what?
So what is,
You're voting on whether you're going to approve their resolution as presented. So I think that includes supporting the legislation that's in the city council as well as other measures, increased fines, et cetera, et cetera.
Anderson. Yes. Angela. Ashby.
Pause.
Avatar.
Yes.
Sharon.
No.
Birnbaum.
No.
Forrest.
Yes.
Valero. Ham.
Yes.
Chu.
Yes.
Cone.
Yes.
Coleman.
Yes.
Cornell.
Yes.
Barber.
Yes.
Fink.
Yes.
Alan Clark.
Yes.
Herzog.
Yes.
Halpern.
No.
Kirstensen.
Yes.
Hussein.
Yes.
Johnson.
Abstain.
Strickler.
Yes.
Later, yes. Webb.
Yes.
Mason.
No.
Clement.
Yes.
Myerson.
Yes.
Marshall.
No.
Phillips.
No.
Hope Marshall.
Yes.
Price.
Yes.
Rose.
Abstain.
Rudder.
No.
Sanchez.
Yes.
Yes.
Schneider. Thank you. Silverstein.
Yes.
Selway.
Yes.
Stein.
Yes.
Tamayo.
No.
And Weinberger.
Yes.
And Ashby.
Abstain.
Motion passes 29 to 8.
Can we just, if there's a bill that we're supposed to be, if we're essentially supporting a bill, I think we should put the number of the bill in the resolution.
Yeah.
Okay, so maybe you could just forward that to me?
Yep.
Okay. I just want to say one more thing. If the next time you have a resolution and you want to fine tune it, do a motion to table and then take it back to the committee the next month and we'll do it. Okay? Okay. You're up.
Very quickly on Roosevelt Island, you heard what Orson said before about people on the island being very concerned about the service going down. The big thing that she talked about was 40% drop in service by going to the N train. The second thing I'll point out very quickly is it's going to be a mixed service, Monday through Friday, 6 a.m. through 9:30 we'll have the N train, and we switch back nights and weekends. As far as I'm concerned, there'll be a lot of people getting confused late at night, ending up in Queens when they want to go home to the island, or vice versa. So for those reasons, amongst others, when we looked at the room of our meeting, it was unanimous. Every single person in the public put their hand up. When we took a vote, it was 4-1 of committee members. The one who was voting against this resolution was Craig. If I can paraphrase what the thrust of Craig's point was, which is we should be looking at the community district, as would you speak yourself, I guess. Yeah.
Yes, and I'd actually like to convert a substitute resolution and speak to it if seconded. And that resolution is CB8M
Manhattan supports the upcoming swap of the New York City subway F&M lines to improve system reliability and reduce overcrowding on trains serving the Roosevelt Island and Lexington Avenue 63rd Street stations now served by the F line. Furthermore, CB8M calls on New York City Transit to add additional M service during all day parts, not just during peak hours as currently proposed, to mitigate the impact of overall less frequent service for Roosevelt Island station users compared to current F train schedules. Furthermore, CB8 Manhattan requests that New York City Transit begin immediately to develop service plans to operate M trains on nights and weekends to serve Roosevelt Island so it could be implemented following the conclusion of the signal upgrade project that prevents it from occurring immediately. Furthermore, CB8M calls on New York City Transit to ensure that extensive outreach, including station announcements, signage, and customer service ambassadors are deployed on Roosevelt Island to ensure that passengers that will be most impacted will be best informed on the changes that are upcoming.
So is there a second to that?
Second, sure.
Is someone gonna call?
All right, I mean, I was just gonna say, I think, as Paul said, there are two pieces to this. Obviously, there are concerns from the Roosevelt Islanders, and those are valid concerns, that some are going to face longer commutes because there may be longer wait times, although the MTA has committed to increasing service during peak hours on the proposed M service. And some people who currently benefit from having express trains going east into Queens are going to now have local service. The flip side of that is that the issues that are prevalent all along the F, the M, the N, and the R trains are often caused by, and MTA actually presented this at our transportation committee meeting in September. So they explained that the root cause of this is that there's this complex signal merge location by Queens Plaza that creates a lot of problems with operations and causes a lot of delays. And by doing this swap, by performing it, it's going to have significant benefits in terms of system reliability. And that is something that is going to have downstream impacts across the entirety of the New York City subway system. They know this from experience because when the F train was suspended, when they were doing recent track work last year, they saw the benefits of the operational changes that they made that are now going to be proposed permanently. And as I said, because they can't actually have just M trains running currently because they are starting a major signal project, this resolution calls for them to work on being able to address that confusion in the long term.
Okay.
So I'll come to these people's hands up. But one thing I want to say first, very quickly, one thing I came here to say on behalf of all the people who live on the island. I do understand the point about having us make decisions for the community at large, taking into account everyone's benefits. The distinction here I'd ask you to make is that people who live on the island, this change represents something day to day, incredibly important for 100% of the people who live there. In my estimation, somebody's living on the Upper East Side as well. This is probably important to people here. It's a fraction of the people who live on the Upper East Side. So it's one of those things where it's a hugely impactful decision for a very specific part of our community. So, Marco.
Call the substitution motion.
Okay,
Support that motion.
okay, so the question's been called. Oh, wait, is there a second on that?
Second.
Okay, so are we voting in favor of the substitute motion?
No.
And it's Craig's motion, yes. Is everybody voting in favor of that?
No.
No. Okay, so now we're gonna have to do the roll on, okay? I'm fine with that, because I'm voting no.
Yeah.
Okay,
Great.
A motion just approves?
wait, first we have to vote on this motion.
That's what I was disapproving.
Okay,
Okay.
roll call on the substitute. Anderson.
What's the motion?
And we're not gonna read it again. Craig went on with his substitute motion. In basically in favor of the MTA plan.
Right?
With the additional,
Wait a minute.
with the additional language to address the concerns of Roosevelt Island residents.
Okay. That's what we're voting
We're
on.
voting right now.
Okay. Anderson?
Angela. Ashby.
Yes.
Avisar.
Yes.
Barron.
No.
Birnbaum.
No.
Forrest.
Yes.
Ferrero.
Cam,
No.
Chu,
Pass.
Cone.
No.
Coleman,
No.
Colmack. Gone.
Gender.
Fava,
Yes.
Fink,
Pass.
Helen Clark, yes. Herzog,
No.
Halpern,
No.
Hershenson,
Yes.
Hussein,
Pass.
Johnson,
Pass.
Crickler,
No.
Later,
Yes.
Lev,
No.
Mason,
No.
McLennan,
No.
Meyerson,
No.
Partial,
No.
Phillips,
No.
Pope Marshall,
No.
no. Price,
No.
Rose,
No.
Rudder,
No.
Sanchez,
I don't think he's on. Oh, wait, no, there he is. I'm sorry, go ahead, Will.
Schneider, Seligson,
Oh.
Selway,
No.
Stein,
No.
Tamayo,
No.
Weinberger.
Yes.
Going back to passes, Chu,
No.
Cormac, sorry, still gone, Finn,
No.
Hussein,
No.
Johnson. That is 10 yes, 29 no.
Gail, can we
Okay.
just switch?
Go back to the
No,
original
and-
resolution.
Oh, yeah, okay, he's running the meeting.
I'd like to make a substitute resolution.
Well, yeah.
Uh, and if seconded, I will speak to it. Substitute resolution would be to disapprove unless the MTA addresses the change in frequency to the satisfaction of Roosevelt Island residents.
No, I go back.
No.
Go back to the original resolution.
So is anybody gonna second that or no? Okay.
I just wanted to, so I'm gonna make a motion to disapprove this. In the whereas clause, I would like to add something about the fact that the M train runs 8-car trains versus the F train, which is a 10-car train. And so we're seeing a 20% reduction in capacity of the train, in addition to the interval decrease. So I don't think that the M, I think is a line that's meant to support other lines. It's not meant to run on its own tracks necessarily, except in Queens and Brooklyn where there's fewer passengers.
So the question is, can we amend this to include, Darren, you okay?
No.
No,
We-
Michelle.
Why can't we switch the original
First you voted.
resolution?
It's Darren's resolution, I'm asking kind of like, if you'd like to accept it.
So you're still wearing.
The whereas, it was just I was just proposing a whereas.
It's just awareness.
I'm gonna respect the person who wrote the resolution.
Okay, so the original resolution is still on the floor? Is
Yes,
that right?
anyone like to propose a vote on the original?
I-
Yeah, Judy.
Call the question?
And-
Okay, on the original resolution?
Yes.
Okay, we have to go to the roll, or what are we doing?
Yes, go to the rest.
Okay, go to the roll.
Anderson. Angelos. Ashby.
Pass.
Abisar.
Yes.
Barron.
Yes.
Birnbaum.
Yes.
Boris.
Pass.
Barrero. Cam. Chu.
Yes.
Cone.
Yes.
Coleman.
Yes.
Colmack, sorry, gone. Faber.
Barbara?
That's-
Left
Billy?
through?
Left.
Okay,
Fink.
Yes.
Helen Clark, no. Herzog.
Yeah.
Halpern.
Yes.
Hershenson.
Yeah.
Hussein.
Pass.
Johnson.
Yes.
Crickler. Yes. Later.
No.
Lev.
Yes.
Mason.
yes.
McLennan.
Yes.
Meyerson.
Yes.
Partial.
Yes.
Phillips.
Yes.
Pope Marshall.
Thank you. Yes.
Price.
Yes.
Rose.
No.
Rudder.
Yes.
Sanchez.
Yeah.
Schneider.
Yes.
Seligson.
Yes.
So is that a yes or a pass?
It was a yes.
Selway.
Yes.
Stein.
Yeah. Yes.
Tamayo.
Yes.
Weinberger.
Yes.
Okay, Ashby.
Yes.
And I think you skipped me, or I.
Oh, you weren't there.
So I'm a
Uh,
yes.
Thank you. Boris?
Abstain.
Yes, and Hussein?
Yes.
That passes. Was 35 yes, 3 no, 1 abstain.
I don't know, is that a win? Okay, health seniors, we've got 21 minutes left and
We
we've
have,
got
we have 21
committees.
seconds, I go.
Okay, use the
We
mic.
have a growing senior population. The mic.
On the lectern.
Aye.
You'll have to hit the button so the light is green.
People turning it off.
It's red. It's red.
My voice is loud.
It's really for
I had
Zoom.
3 kids, so I practiced loud shouting. Now you'll hear me?
It'll come
No,
on in
yes.
just a second, just
Okay.
let it be, and then when it's solid green.
Rebecca Seawright's the head of the Aging Committee. A representative from her office came to talk about the New York State's, this is weird, the New York State's master plan for aging. They asked for support for some funding. Right now, most of it's not funding. Most of the funding will come from the state. So it wouldn't be our budget that we had for the community board, and they asked for support, and the agenda, the resolution basically said that we support it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, it's a sentiment that you can't hardly be against, except to me, this resolution is woefully insufficient. It doesn't tell us anything about the plan, about the amount of money you're talking
Yeah.
about anything.
I had to write it in about an hour. I have to say, I said there's 9 pillars and I listed
No, I
them.
see that, but
Yeah.
there's no discussion of the monies, the time, what budget it will
And
be.
it didn't come up how much money each one would cost.
Whatever, it just doesn't have enough information. I don't know that I could say this, after we spoke on it, but I would move to table until we get,
Okay, is that
until
your
we
motion?
get the information, not to.
I don't think we're gonna get more, and this is the master plan and it will be filled out. There's about 100 different proposals of every single one of those, and I listed the 9 different,
You can't make a motion to table because you already spoke, but if somebody else wants to make a motion, they can make the motion.
Second.
So I'd like to make a motion to approve.
It is a motion to approve.
Then I like to pose questions. Second.
Okay.
But somebody made a motion to table.
Well, no, you didn't, because
No,
you
but
could,
he did.
but,
Okay.
okay, it's okay, thank you,
Whatever.
okay.
so what are we doing, approve or table?
No, it's a motion to approve, so if everyone, and it was seconded, so do we need to do this by roll call, or is everyone vote? Who's gonna vote no? Who's gonna vote no?
Vote against it. I hate to vote against it, but it's just not enough information.
What are you saying, Anthony?
What are we voting on?
The voting, if you would open your tablet, you would see that there's a resolution from the Health Savings Committee. Yes, yes, that's what we're voting on.
There are a lot of hands. I think we need a roll call on that one.
Okay, all right, just do it, sorry.
Anderson.
We're gonna have people just move.
Angelos. Ashby.
Yes.
Avisar.
Yes.
Barron.
Yes.
Birnbaum.
No.
Boris.
Yes.
Barrero. Camp. Chu.
Abstain.
Combs.
Yes.
Coleman.
Abstain.
Faber.
No.
Fink.
Yes.
Helen Clark, no. Herzog.
Yeah.
Halpern.
Yes.
Hershenson.
No.
Hussein. Johnson.
Yes.
Crickler. Leda.
Yes.
Lev.
Yes.
Mason.
Abstain.
McLennan.
Yes.
Meyerson.
Yes.
Partial.
Abstain.
Phillips.
Yes.
Pope Marshall.
Yes.
Price.
Yes.
Rose.
Abstain.
Rudder.
Yes.
Sanchez.
Yeah.
Schneider. Seligson.
Yes.
Spellway. Stein.
Yes.
Tamayo.
Abstain.
Going back to passes. Fink.
Yes.
Liv,
Yes.
that is 26 yes, 5 no, 7 abstain, the motion. Sorry, Weinberger,
Yeah, I was.
I'm sorry.
So it passed, right?
Right.
Yeah.
You're a yes, Sam?
Just as a point of information, there's just no table it.
No, this was not a vote to table, this was. Okay, I thought you might. Might have a very awkward family dinner. But I wasn't gonna say anything. Not all children like agree with their parents.
Superstar have a green line.
Okay, oh, Parks and Waterfront,
We
and
had
then,
one resolution, which we had last month on 24 Sycamore Park, which was voted down. The Parks Department came back, they redid the plans, you were given the plan tonight when you came in because we got it very late, they had already set everything up. But in addition, they sent 12 points of discussion on everything we've discussed at the committee. And they basically did everything that the community asked for, and we had 40 people, which was a much better turnout than we had the last time. And they did everything but change the pickleball courts from east to west. They wanted them changed from north to south. There physically was not enough room to change the courts because people would be going into the 16-foot fence. They would be right on top of it. It would be dangerous. So, the resolution that we passed at the meeting, I think we're voting on that. I would recommend everybody vote yes. And then we'll draft up a letter for Valerie to go to the Parks Department saying our resolution on item 1, which says we want the pickleball courts reversed, we realize that it no longer can be done because there isn't enough room. We will explain our vote.
okay.
So, is there anyone voting no on this? Yes.
Call the question.
Seconds.
All right,
The pickleball on the ground before we should, how they broke up it.
It's who's there, who's playing, that's how it works out, and every first comes first served.
First come, first served.
Yeah.
Shared space.
It's shared space, and it's whoever, and if there's no one there, the kids will be riding their bicycles in it.
and how many basketball courts just make that thing?
There are three.
Three.
It's actually a junior size.
There are 2 juniors and 1 half court, that was there is remaining.
Yeah.
If you look at the drawing, I'll be glad.
Okay, everybody in favor? Yes, any no's?
No.
This is how the community board works, okay? This is this is a great example of a resolution being passed, community members coming to a meeting, voicing their concerns, and then the agency coming back and doing a redesign, and then 90% of the people who were objecting came to that meeting and felt good coming away. So I just want to say, this is a very good example of how the community board can work with the community and an agency to get an excellent result. Thank you very much, I appreciate it. Okay, now we're at budget. We're almost there, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for your patience. Gail and police have been working really hard on this.
Try to be fast. The budget committee met last Wednesday, and we looked at budget priorities, both capital and expense, and identified our three pressing needs for the community. One being affordable housing, the second being parks and open space, and the third being quality of life, public safety and security. The district needs station will go in a week from this Friday. So if there are, as you look through the priorities, if there are any questions, any corrections, and community members have been very vocal in letting us know. We have a community survey with 189 responses. Most of the information in here has also come from our various committees. If you are a committee co-chair and you haven't responded to a request for information to update your particular area, please let us know as soon as possible. And I also want to have a special thank you to, Ms. Jordan over here, because they changed the entire format. You remember the past, we used to have a list, top priorities for 2017. One might be parks, two might be DEP, three might be DOT, and just trying to put everything together in some type of order with a template that I couldn't access because it can only be accessed by city employees. And then Ian came on Monday and he said, I have nothing else to do but look at all of this. And so I particularly want to thank both of them. I want to thank all the committee members who came to the meeting and were very helpful with input. But anything else, Judy?
Yeah, Felice wasn't there and she and I went over it. And will the board approve it? And can we just make, there are some errors on the parks, and we just make the changes?
Any
We've
adjustments?
over it in detail now.
Right, and just for anyone who doesn't know, these are only summaries of the various budget requests. The district statement itself is about 40 pages long. So there are a lot of narratives, and any information that you find that's erroneous and should be tweaked, corrected, please let us know.
I didn't go back and read it all. I was at the budget committee, but was the vendor, the information on the vendors based on my last submission included? Great. Okay,
Yeah,
thanks.
so why don't we make a motion to approve the district needs statement with the caveat that you have 3 more working days to make any adjustments based on your committee. I mean, I'm looking at Danielle, I know you're not a chair of sanitation, but if sanitation wants to add something about the dog waste in there, like, okay? Okay. All right, so that's the motion on the floor. Is there a second? Okay, call the question. Is anyone going to vote against the district needs statement? Well done, ladies. This is like an incredible labor that goes on to get this done. And we should really applaud Felice, Gail, and the board. Although I work. This is what we get in front of the elections. Okay, there's one more motion that needs to be made. Can we make that proclamation? Motion adjourned. Is there a second? Thank you all, and we got out of here and hold on. 9 minutes to spare. Oh, this is a record.
All right, go ahead and end the live stream.
I just wanted to clarify my text about the 17.